going to be on Kick tonight. It is the weekend, so that means Kick streams. As soon as the intro's done, we'll be closing. I'm just using this for a notification, so as soon as the intro's over, we'll be closing that and firing up Kick Only. If that's something you're interested in, come join us. If not, Monday through Thursday, we're on everywhere else. I have to, I would love to broadcast just to Kick and everywhere else, but I have to keep my numbers right or I'm not going to be qualified for their partner program. I'm so close to it. So close to the edge. Sorry about a late start. I've had about over an hour trying to update my PC. It's been ridiculous. The update kept failing and shutting down in the middle of it. I don't know. Listen up now. Because we're never dropping out. Beat the hours, beat the big house. There's probably like 10 times they put the link in for Kick. It's kick.com/coldbrickconfessional. This is bigger than ourselves. We won't let the world burn away. Burn away. We feel. And Miss Pris just posted it. Dr. J just posted it. Yeah, that's it. Or you can go to coldbeer.fund and click on the green and black K. It'll bring you the same place. I need to start changing coldbeer.live on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, making it forward to Kick, and then the rest of the time, I'm afraid I'll forget to put it back. I don't know. Oh shit, I missed the exact stream.
And the best girl to join us as they started with us too, but unfortunately Cola's
Let's kill that music. It'll be starting in just a second. Here we go. Sorry, Zach was doing a live stream over there. I got it playing in the background at least. Here we go.
Hey Daddies, it's me, the Linda Binda from TikTok. I wanted to make this video because I wanted to thank you for watching Cold Beer Confessionals with Will Bird. I think that's just incredible. I've watched a few episodes and I'm just like very intrigued. But you know what I'm most intrigued in is Big Daddy's meat stick. I heard that it's very thick, like a good old German sausage. You know, Linda and her coochie loves that. Oh, never mind. Let's not go there. Anyways, I hope you have a good show and enjoy it as you can. There's a lot of weird things that go on, especially when it comes from the realm of Linda Bindaland. So, enjoy the show. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
Welcome, everybody. I am Will Bard. This is the Cold Break Confessional, exclusive on Kick. Exclusive on Kick. So, let me post the Kick link, and well, I'm live everywhere right now to let everybody know that we're on Kick. But all those streams will be shut down the same way you're watching on YouTube, but it's going to be shut down. So we are on Kick. Check it out. It's probably broke. I've got a copyright strike on the last video. I think they blocked the last video completely. Well, I guess it depends on where you're at in the world. It's only available in certain places. Anyways, Thank you guys for joining us. I do have Zach's stream playing in the background right now. I didn't realize they were all going live, but thank you guys for joining us. We're going to Kick exclusively. I got to shut down the other streams. Replay will be up on YouTube tomorrow. Thank you guys for joining us there. Come join us on kick.com/coldbeerconfessional, kick.com/coldbeerconfessional. And I'll be shutting these down. So there is Twitch down, Rumble down, Facebook down, and YouTube is going to private. I can't help you make it load. I'm sorry. I can't go through and help everybody access the show. There's hundreds of you. Anyways, thank you guys for joining us over on Kick. I know it's aggravating at times, but it seems to be really good for streamers, and I'm glad to be there, to be honest with you. Yeah, so thank you guys for joining us. Let me switch this around. If you want to support the stream, you guys know how to do it. Coldbeer.fund, coldbeer.fund. It was someone on YouTube, Jilly's mom, and then someone else asking if it works on Chromebook, but I'm already disconnected, but of course it works on Chromebook. It's a website. Like, I don't know what website wouldn't work on Chromebook. Either way, thank you guys for joining us. I'm Bard, Cold Beer Confessional. If you want to support the stream, go to coldbeer.fund. That's also where you can find all the links, including Twitch, Kick, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Telegram, Facebook, TikTok, Rumble, Discord, and Bovada. Bovada is an affiliate link. You can find the donation links there for Buy Me a Coffee. Join our Patreon for extra content, the old donation link, and a dono clip link. Thank you for everybody who support those. The dono clip is the one you can do audio or video like this.
Hi, I'm Shaderick, and I have a message for Will. You're a twat waffle, Will. A twat waffle.
So that's how that works. Sorry, rushing through the intro, mostly because I want to get to some field content. And Mariah sent me about 350 screenshots for some reason. After we discussed like not sending screenshots to my phone, she sends so many screenshots to my phone that literally my phone's unusable for like 3 minutes. I can't use it. It's just receiving so much and downloading. So I can't use the phone at all. Yeah. It's just a blank screen. Someone go over to Rumble and tell Hibbity Bibbity how to use Kick, I guess. I don't know. I can't do it. So anyway, she sent me so many screenshots, my phone's unusable. And I guess that they are all pro-Nazi screenshots. Like I read the first couple. Hold on, I'll read them to you. The way to send these is in an email, or what would be even better than text message would be like a Telegram private message or like a Google folder with all of them in it. But sending them all trying to download, this is ridiculous. But it says, Phil, just saw your live from last night. How could you possibly believe that Nazis were not responsible for the Holocaust? Hitler is the one who gave the orders to murder Jews and other people. Anyone who was not Aryan. Very disappointed in your thinking. Millions and millions were exterminated all because of the Nazis. At least that is what we've all been told. You should watch the 3-part true history of the 20th century or something like that on Phil's Rumble channel. It will explain everything. Another false flag event really happened, but the narrative was false. Who controlled the Nazis? Who started the wars? Think bigger. Yes, there was a Holocaust. Who started all of our useless wars and why? War is a moneymaker. For who? So they are complete Holocaust denial right now over in Phil's chat. And the one person who brought it up is just getting pummeled. Is just getting fucking pummeled. If you update the Kick app, it will let you do other things on your phone like Twitch. Yeah, there was a new update for it. I don't know if people did that, but the update has background play on it. So you should be able to make it like a small screen, like hit your home button, make it a small screen and do other things. I've heard, and I think there's a little doubt, that the Catholic Church funded Hitler. Wouldn't that be typical of the whore of Babylon? Vatican, major player in money laundering amongst other evils against humanity. You should watch Adolf Hitler, the greatest story never told. I did not watch and have not listened to Phil from last night. However, I feel this entire Hitler Nazi BS is a lie as well. Hitler is not the evil one, as they want us to believe. Hitler actually wrote 31 letters to disagree and resolve. Everything we have been told, shown is a lie. Jesus equals the Jews, enslaved, sovereign, under Satan. Jesus equals is J for Jews, enslaved, sovereign under Satan. That's what the acronym Jesus is. Pray to God this ends and the truth comes out. These people are a fucking trip, dude. All right, I'm gonna leave Zach's stream up, but I gotta mute it. There's a really good movie. Is it a movie or is it a series? So basically, it's about a man, a woman, a man, his friend, and his friend's girlfriend. And they are around Europe, right around the rise of Hitler. And there's a falling out because one of them kind of gets radicalized by Hitler. Later on, the radicalized one goes on to work within the German, military machine. And the non-radicalized one and the girlfriend go on to work with like the British intelligence, and they end up passing documents back and forth because it's me, Dr. Andrew Back. Ripping Cigs. Ripping Cigs is Andrew Back. That's very funny. Andrew Back's a guy I went to high school with. So the movie is basically like Hitler's trying to downplay, like he's not going to attack, and this is historically true. Not going to attack, not going to attack, not going to attack, not going to attack, not going to attack. Boom, he attacks, right? The whole time he was giving them assurances that he wasn't going to attack. He was trying to come up with plans that would be like, this is an agreement. We can do this and we can do that. Yeah, it is. It's a good movie. What is the name of that movie? Hold on. Nazi movie. Do you guys even know what I'm talking about? Does it make any sense, or am I just making shit up? So basically, Hitler was a populist. And you might get mad, but Trump's also a populist. So a populist, so is Bernie Sanders. A populist doesn't typically conform to platform standards. So like Bernie's not a normal Democrat, right? He is more progressive. Trump is not a normal Republican, right? He does things way outside the scope of conservatism. But populists generally come to you and say, you have a problem. I see that problem with you. Me and you see that problem, right? You're poor. You're unhealthy. You can't get a job. Housing's too. We have a problem. And here is the enemy of our problem, right? Here is the creator of our problem. Here's the person who's keeping us down. The Jews, the rich, the businesses, the corporations, the politicians, the deep state, the swamp, the whatever. And me and you are going to fix that. We're going to take down the person who's creating all of our problems. So with Hitler, it's the Jews. With Trump, it was this elite politicians. With Bernie Sanders, it was the rich. That's a populist. Now, there's nothing wrong with being a populist. A lot of times they take an election by storm, right? Because people say, we've never seen anything like this, and this is crazy. He's going to change everything. And people crave change in the government, obviously, or we wouldn't be voting for people like this. Bernie wouldn't have had such dedicated support. Trump wouldn't have had such dedicated, Hitler wouldn't have such dedicated support. There's nothing generally wrong with being a populist, but it's a fine line when we identify an enemy and say, this person causes all of our problems. It's a fine line between staying within the bounds of the law and fighting against corporations or the rich or career politicians and slipping over and outside the bounds of the law and being like, let's send them to concentration camps. Let's kill them all in Gitmo. Even Bernie Sanders had to calm down his online following one time because they were like, eat the rich. We fucking kill them all and redistribute their wealth. Like, it's easy to slip over that line if you're a populist candidate. So, I can't remember what the name of that movie is. Movie about two friends disagree over Hitler. I wish I could think of it. Munich, is that the name of it? Rippin' Cigs? Yeah, I think it is because they have the meeting in Munich, right? And that's basically the last scenes of it. Munich movie. I think it was on Netflix or something. I watched it for free. Let's see. This one says it's from 2005. Damn, I thought it was newer than that. 1972 Summer Olympics in Munich, Palestinian terrorists. Oh, no, that's not it. Carried out a terrorist attack resulting in the death of 11 Israeli Olympic teams, Mossad agents, German Jews. No, it's not Munich. That did make that. I did remember Munich though. Okay. So it's about these two buddies. I can't remember if they serve in the war together. No, they're probably too young. It is one of them is the hold on. Sometimes I combine a bunch of movies together too. Oh, wait. This might be it. Munich, the Edge of War. That might be it. Hold on. Let me see. I'm trying to look at the picture here. Yes, that is it. Munich, the Edge of War. So this is a very good movie. I'll read you the synopsis, I guess. Fuck, you're right. Rippin' Cigs. Munich, the Edge of War. I can't remember any actors. It has George McKay, Janice Nowiner, Jessica Brown Finley. I don't know any of these people. But here's the synopsis. This is a really good movie. I don't know. I just got stuck on Hitler, but a British diplomat travels to Munich in the run-up to World War II, where a former classmate of his from Oxford. That's it. So they're in school, they're in college, and even back then, college was like a more liberal place where more radical ideas were shared. So they kind of break over like, is socialism good? Is communism good? They have their falling out, but they're still friends until the girlfriend moves in with the boyfriend before he's radicalized, and he goes and sees Hitler at a rally. And when he sees Hitler at a rally, the girlfriend and his the other guy friend are kind of making fun of Hitler, but the one guy's like, no, you don't understand. We've been put down. I'm German. I understand. We've been held back. We've been put down, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, whoa, what the fuck is up with this guy? So they kind of split ways. Then as the war gets closer and closer and closer, the radicalized one realizes that Hitler is a monster and he's going to do crazy things and he's got all these wild plans to take over everything. So he tries to get back in contact with his buddy because his buddy now works at MI6. Like the British Foreign Intelligence. MI5 is like local, the in-country intelligence, right? MI6 is outside, whatever. He gets back in touch with him and tries to warn him and tries to warn Churchill that there's going to be a fucking invasion. Like Hitler's coming to Munich to talk about peace, but really there's already a big invasion plan to take over all of Europe and more. It's pretty good. Let's see. Is there a better plot? Let's see what this trailer shows. This will probably get me banned, but we'll check it out. You guys should watch this. It's from a couple years ago. It says based on the international bestseller by Robert Harris. It's autumn in 1938, and Europe stands on the brink of war. Adolf Hitler is preparing to invade Czechoslovakia, and he's saying, hey, we're just going to. Hitler tells them the whole time, we're just reclaiming this German. You know how Russia went into Ukraine and said, we're just reclaiming this very classically Russian area. The people there are Russian. They speak Russian. They want to be part of Russia. That's what Hitler was telling people about portions of like Czechoslovakia he was trying to take. Hey, these are German people. This is part of the German Empire. This should be, we're just getting our people back, and they want to be part of Germany, but really he had plans to conquer all of Europe. It says desperately seeks Czechoslovakia and Neville Chamberlain's government desperately seeks a peaceful solution. With the pressure building, Hugh Leggett. So the British government was very fearful to make like a quick move or an early move or a drastic move because they just got out of World War I, and a lot of people blamed the government for all the people that died in World War I. With the pressure building, Hugh Leggett, British civil servant, and Paul von Hartmann, German diplomat, traveled to Munich for the emergency conference. As negotiations began, the two old friends found themselves at the center of a web of political subterfuge and very real danger. With the whole world watching, can war be averted, and if so, at what cost? Oh, is there no sound? I'm an idiot.
We were at Oxford together.
He has a document in his possession. We'd like you to go to Munich tomorrow. And
It's really good. If you guys get a chance, you should watch it on Netflix.
It'll be an act of espionage on foreign soil.
Guys, if you wouldn't mind, I'm really trying to get my numbers up here on Kick. If you wouldn't mind, share the stream on your Facebook, on your whatever. I'll probably make a community post on YouTube, but share it out.
Men and women of Britain and the Empire. As long as war is not begun, there is always hope.
Really good to see you again. Was willst du von mir? Wir sind die letzte Hoffnung, um Hitler zu stoppen.
The last hope of stopping Hitler.
Ist ein wahrer Plan für Europa.
Hitler is lying when he claims to want peace. People will suffer. That document is the proof.
Wohin wollen Sie?
Ooh. Ooh.
They'd kill you for even thinking about it.
Kommen Sie her.
Jeremy Irons.
Was ist hier los?
What's happened to you?
I have to do it. You cannot
It's a very
play
good movie.
poker with a gangster without having some cards up on sleeve.
They're honestly trying to get ahead of the war. Hitler wants war. The England definitely does not want war. But it's like nobody will listen to him. Obviously, Hitler's not going to listen to him. But even the British government won't listen to him. They're like, look, we're still talking about peace. Nothing's happened yet. Nothing's gone on yet. It's very good. This movie, and then I think there's a mini series about damn it. What do they call that? It's called Operation. What was it called? Mincemeat. Operation Mincemeat. There's another one about Operation Mincemeat that's very good. So either way, check it out. It's pretty good. It's called Munich, the Edge of War. And then I can't remember what the movie about Operation Mincemeat. It might be called Mincemeat. That's where they were trying to, after the war had started, hit the when World War II was a huge uptick in like intelligence, counterintelligence. So mincemeat was the British government. They wanted to fool Hitler about D-Day plans and invasions. So they couldn't just like give him like, oh, I accidentally dropped this letter that had our plans in it. They have to come up with this super complicated plan. They have to build a backstory. They take a dead soldier who died on the battlefield. They keep him frozen. They give him a new background, a new history, a new reason to have these secret documents, a wife, letters from his wife. A whole background. He's got to be dressed right. He's got to be this. They end up launching him from a submarine and having him wash ashore in Spain or somewhere. And some of his Spanish intel guys get it. Like it's pretty fucking wild. How hardcore they went to do Operation Mincemeat. It's insane. Like I said, they had to have a whole backstory and everything for him. Which one? Operation Mincemeat is real, but it's a fictitious play on Operation Mincemeat. The Munich Edge of War, I think, is probably fiction. The main narrative involving George McKay's character Hugh and his former best friend Paul is fictional. While both the movie and the novel use real historical events and figures as a background of the story, the actual plot about him and his friend is fake. It's all fictional. But the Operation Mincemeat's real, and a lot of the stuff that they say in the movie, I've researched and they actually had to do. Like, they had to get permission to use this like dead soldier's corpse, right? They had to get permission for that. They had to build a whole backstory for him. They had to build a backstory. They faked letters from him, to his wife, and from his wife to him. They got married right before the war. A whole backstory about his parents and this and that. They had to build this whole background out for him just in case anybody checked into it. And they wanted it to be enticing, but it couldn't be too enticing because Germany was very, very, very nervous about like COINTELPRO, right? Like fake intel, like being set up. They were super nervous. So they wanted to be enticing and good stuff, but not too good. Like it was crazy. All right, let's start off with Phil from a day ago. See what we got. Oh my God. We didn't start the... Phildo started the fire. He was in Hawaii. People were dying. Phildo started the fire. This fucking dude. Does he think they include... Hold on. Does he think they include QAnon as a good thing? It's Fall Out Boy remade this song. We didn't start the fire. Fall Out Boy remade this. And they do say QAnon in it. Here's the lyrics. That's a lot of teeth, ain't it? I mean, to be fair, it's not a lot of teeth for like a Tennessee walking horse. It's not a lot of teeth. But... Rippin' Six, I've been seeing you a bunch. I didn't know you were Andrew. Thanks for following me over here. You know, not a whole lot of people we went to school with or knew or local really watch the show. Most of my people are like from everywhere else. They probably still hate me from high school. I was kind of a dick. So Captain Planet, Arab Spring, like this is all the culturally significant things, plus a lot of bad things in here. Yeah, it's about the world being on fire. Like GMOs. So it's a remake with all the stuff from like the I guess like the late 80s and that till now. We're trying to fight it. He's cheering on QAnon being in this song, but we're trying to fight against it. War on terror, QAnon. There you go. Feels excited because they missed QAnon in the song. Oh my God, he sucks dick. You can't keep telling me he doesn't suck dick. People are like, he's got a wife and he's got kids. Yeah, as a cover story. Look at those ears, dude. He's a beautiful homosexual man. When I dance, do I look as cringy as Phil does? Should I just stop dancing forever? You think he just found this? Both ears have diamond studs in them. By the way, he did a poll on his from his followers. Should I get my ears pierced? And they were like, fuck no. Carrie's like, fuck no. His kids are like, fuck no. All the side bitches he's sexting on his honeymoon are like, fuck no. Still did it. Oh my God. What is that? It's a running man with finger guns, baby.
On top. Joker. Let's go. Right?
Why does he say things? Let's go. What the fuck was that accent that kicked in?
Let's go. Right? Let's go. Let's go. I'm like Scott McKay, except way better. Is that what he does? That stupid thing? Scott, what a joker. Anyway, I just got word from my wife that today marks the 2-year anniversary that Carrie...
The way that I know that Phil, no matter how much money he makes, no matter how many people he fools, no matter how many houses he buys, that he still feels like a loser. And he feels like he never accomplished anything in his fucking life. He never did anything for a purpose. Is the way that he attacked someone that he knew from school in an email. He told this guy from school, it was Mellon. He said, "You were a nobody in elementary school." And people always when they have time to think about it and they always lash out at people they see similar to them and the way they feel about themselves, right? So he feels like he's been a nobody his entire life. Now, he's doing all this, I'm sure, to make a name for himself, but he's still nothing. Everybody was a fucking nobody in elementary school. Who the fuck was important in elementary school?
She sent me the very first message that she sent me on Telegram. And that, of course, started it all. Here we are today. So I just literally found that out just now. She texted me, so thank you for a wonderful 2 years, babe. I love you so much. Can't wait to see you soon.
They've only been together 2 years. They're already fucking married and bought multiple houses together and shit. They've only been speaking to each other for 2 years. speaking to each other for 2 years.
Obviously, we have a cranked up show tonight. This is going to be different, so brace yourself. Now, I want to alert you guys up front that 2 things. Number one, we don't have a super intel live or something that's maybe going to make your eyes go, ooh, that's really happening. But I'm going to really break down a lot of stuff tonight that I hope you're noticing, and I think you are. Most of you are anyway. So let's pay close attention to the details tonight. We're going to finish it off with Q&A. We'll probably do some ads in between, of course, because, that's me, I'm the grifter. And it sounds funny when I say it. And it's hot in here, I think. By the way, that song is We Didn't Start the Fire, obviously, but it is the new version.
Oh, my God. Hold on. This motherfucker's on Adderall. What was that big sniff you had there, Phil? Is some Coke? Hold on. I'm slowing it down to regular speed. This is regular speed right here.
Tonight, we're going to finish it off with a Q&A. We'll probably do some ads in between, of course, because, that's me. I'm the grifter. And it sounds funny when I say it. And
that sounds like a completely genuine laugh, doesn't it? Well, I guess I'm just a piece of shit. Ha, 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 ha. Sounds funny when I say it because it's not true. Ha, 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 ha. This motherfucker is transparent. Transparent as fuck.
I'm here, I think. By the way, that song is We Didn't Start the Fire, obviously.
Just tell him you're a grifter. Hell, I tell him I do drugs recreationally.
But it is the new version played by Fall Out Boy. Fall Out Boy is one of my favorite bands of all time, for those of you that don't know, and I'm not even...
I told you he was gay. I told you he was gay. You can like Fall Out Boy. Fall Out Boy has a lot of good songs, a lot of guilty pleasure songs, a lot of songs you're like, damn, I remember every word to that, right? They cannot be your favorite band of all time. They cannot be your favorite band. I like a bunch of Fall Out Boy songs. A bunch of them. They cannot be your favorite band of all time. They can't be.
Even like a punk rocker or anything, but love Fall Out Boy. I think that they set a precedent for many bands, and they changed a lot of lives because of the things that they did, and I love that stuff. I love changing people's lives, and I love others that do the same. So Fall Out Boy, We Didn't Start the Fire, brand new lyrics. Obviously it's a cover on the Billy Joel song. Playing them back to back is really cool because it takes you from all the way in the 80s up to current day. Idiot over here goes, yep, grifter. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, okay. How's it going? Good sound on Rumble. Why are locals complaining about the sound?
Billy Joel's song We Didn't Start the Fire goes way, way, way before the 80s. Fucking some of the shit in the Fall Out Boys is like the late 80s.
No, y'all agree.
He talks about James Dean and Einstein, the Rockefeller Corporation, Davy Crockett is in the song. I'm trying to think of some of the people. The H-bomb, hydrogen bomb. Damn, it's so Eisenhower. I don't know what you're talking. It goes from the 80s till now. If you listen to them back to back, it's from the 80s to now. It's amazing.
Good. Locals good? Yes, it's good. 5-5. Locals fine. Yes, good. All good. Yes, boobies.
No. Legend. Just because he talks about a guy named James Dean and packing some sausage does not mean that he thinks it's a sausage company. Phil has the same problem you do when his fetishes are out loud. Okay, he can't keep them on the inside.
Let's do something we haven't done in a little while. Locals, tell me where you guys are from. We got a lot of people on locals now, way more than we ever did. Sunbury, North Carolina, Chicago, Minnesota,
Elvis Presley,
Tyler,
Disneyland.
Texas. Holy shit, this is going real fast. Wow, I can't even stop it. South Carolina, Idaho.
We have 36 million, but I can't get on the front page of Rumble.
Oh, Toledo, Trinity, Florida, Blue Ridge, Virginia. It's so hard to see. El Campo, Texas. Flat Earth, that's kind of broad. It's a big place. England, love it. Port Roman, Parker, Colorado. Michigan, Clayton, Queens, New York, Old Forge, Pennsylvania. Whoop, whoop. Had some businesses in Old Forge for a while. Montana, Quakertown, PA, Oklahoma City, Verona, Pennsylvania.
He didn't have any businesses in Old Forge. You mean your mom's Subway gas station where you worked?
Los Angeles, California, Georgia, Indiana, London, Ohio. Love it. All right, Rumble, you're up. Tell me where you're at. Japan, first one I saw. Raleigh, North Carolina, Phoenix, Arizona, Lake of the Ozarks, Columbus, Indiana, North Dakota, right? Hamilton, Alabama, Tampa, Florida, Indiana. I said it that way because he spelled it out with spaces in between, so it's kind of like Indiana. You know what I mean? So dumb. Punta Gorda, Florida. Tickfaw, Louisiana. Never heard of that one. Wells, Maine. Boyne City, Michigan. Western Pennsylvania. Kingsport, Tennessee. Blandon, Pennsylvania. Omaha.
Oh my God, Kingsport, Tennessee. Oh no. Truman became president in 45. That might not be right. That's it starts off with Harry Truman. And Harry Truman became president in 1945. In July of 1944, Truman was nominated to run vice president with President Franklin D. Roosevelt. On January 20th, 1945, he took the vice president oath. 82 days later, April 12th, 1945, he was sworn in as the nation's 33rd president.
Jefferson, Georgia. Sebastian, Florida. Buffalo. Honolulu. Mahalo for watching. Tulsa, Oklahoma. Massachusetts. Edinburgh, Pennsylvania. Lincoln, Nebraska.
He goes from the 80s till now.
Oh, this guy just called me a dipshit. He said, I heard this clown a few days ago. He's a dipshit that said volcanoes and earthquakes are man-made and controlled by the government. Can someone please call the authorities and get this guy some help? What a jerk. Because he knows it all, right? Calhoun, Texas. Boonville,
he
North
knows
Carolina.
that volcanoes and earthquakes are not controlled by the government, you fucking retard.
South Jordan, Utah, but live in Southern Cal. Mills River, North Carolina. Okay, a couple more. Kalamazoo, Michigan. Calizulia? Don't know what that means. Brisbane, Australia. Mate. Slap out, Alabama. Slap out. Where you from? Slap out, Alabama. I feel like you're like slapping in the face. Somerville, New Brunswick, Canada.
Where are you from? Slap out, Alabama. This is going to be part of Phil's stand-up routine. He has no dreams and no emotions of his own, so now that I've mentioned that I want to be a stand-up, that's what Phil's going to do, is buy a comedy club and start performing there. And his first joke is going to be, met a guy one time from Slap Out, Alabama. Pretty weird. Thought he might slap me.
Vicksburg, Mississippi. Houston. Malaysia. No way. That's cool. We got a global audience. I said that. Tokyo, Japan. Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Port O'Connor, Texas. A lot of new ones here. Piney Woods of East Texas. Bournemouth. Maui. There you go. Love the people of Maui. All right, cool. I think we broke Rumble, so I might as well stop this now before it gets too...
Yeah, both the bombs are dropped under Truman.
Too intense. Awesome. All right, so we got a pretty intense show for tonight. When I say intense, I do mean intense. I'm probably going to get fired up a little bit. I was real fired up last night.
Oh, my God. While we're talking about... I know I'm interrupting Phil. Sorry. While we're talking about my ADHD, the atomic bomb, I saw a clip. You guys, I don't remember what the name of the show is. Do you guys remember the show where they brought a guy on, they bring a person on to talk about their life, and they usually have like, and maybe it was called This Is Your Life, but they have people like your elementary school teacher and your first boss or whatever behind like a screen where you can just see their shadow, and they're like talking about their life, and the other person is like talking about like, oh, he was good in school, and maybe it was This Is Your Life. I saw the worst one I think I've ever seen, ever. They had a guy who survived the Hiroshima blast. And he was telling his story. And part of his story was literally he was like rushing in and dragging people out. He had some really horrific, like, saw all kinds of crazy damage and death and destruction and gore. And they brought on the pilots at the end of the show, the very last segment where he's telling his story, they brought on the pilot who dropped the bomb. It was so awkward. So fucking awkward. Like the look in the guy's face is so awkward, dude.
To do the show. And obviously, night before, after the mugshot got released, we're going to talk a lot about the mugshot tonight. We're going to look into some inconsistencies, and we're also going to look at some past.
The clip, hold on. The clip is on here. Hold on. This is your life. A nuclear bomb. The guy's name is John Hershey's Hiroshima, and this is the whole video, but we're just gonna watch the end of it.
My first time to have such a many lights.
We have one particular program here in America that we call This Is Your Life. Now, you thought, of course, you were going to be interviewed as a part of the work. You're now.
So they don't even tell you that they're going to be doing this to you. They bring it in as a premise, like you're just going to be interviewed about something you did or whatever. Then they end up telling their whole life.
Didn't you? What is that work, sir, that you are?
Explosion on Hiroshima.
And you have a
explosion on Hiroshima.
Company, these girls.
Yes, and
they have announcers on the show here. He's a little surprised. Now, Reverend Tanimoto, are you ready to turn?
Oh yeah, he's a preacher too. I forgot about that.
So this was taken for granted, this late.
Hiroshima.
A voice and a man whose life is destined to be woven up in the threads of.
Other cities already bombed.
Here's the section.
So at 6 in the morning.
I don't know. I was on a rabbit hole, and then it turned to old game shows. Then it turned to This Is Your Life. Then it turned to this guy and someone just talking about it. Then I found the full clip.
You're lending a helping hand to a member of your parish when suddenly
air raid sirens.
Air raid siren goes off. Did you run?
It's this basically what this reminds me of. They should rename the show if they ever bring it back to This Is How We Trigger Your PTSD. So they're like, so there you were, minding your own business, hanging out at your parish, at your local church, and suddenly, woo, air raid sirens. He's like looking around.
Run for cover? Not when the siren blew, did you? You were used to that. Every morning it went off, didn't it? As I understand, there were U.S. Army reconnaissance planes flying overhead most of the time. And so this was taken for granted, this air raid siren.
Right, yes.
This might happen even today in any typical American community. The sound of an air raid siren, even at 6 in the morning, is not taken too seriously.
At 0600 on the morning of August the 6th, 1945, I was in a B-29 flying over the Pacific. Destination, Hiroshima.
A voice and a man whose life is destined to be woven up in the threads of your own, Reverend Tanimoto. Now, we'll meet him later on.
I mean, it is interesting to like, I don't think they should confront each other, but it's interesting to see, like, this guy had a normal wife and kids and was in the military. This guy was a reverend, lived in Hiroshima, had no idea what was coming, and they are forever entwined in this amazing, fucking crazy, wild, devastating to some experience. Like, that is interesting, but I don't think we should confront each other.
In our story. Right now, it's half.
I think back the people that I interacted with in Iraq, and how I basically had no fucking business there. But I changed a lot of their lives forever, and not for the good. Thank you very much. That was Dr. Waterhater, and for the subscription, I appreciate it. Probably not for the good. At the time, you know, you're just doing a job. You're just doing what you're supposed to do. You're just doing what you're told to do. But when you get this chance to set back, like, I can still see some motherfuckers' faces and shit. That's probably why I have such bad PTSD, that I can still remember way too much. And a lot of people that I interacted with, that's probably the most PC term. A lot of people that I interacted with weren't from Iraq either. The foreign freedom fighters, or whatever they want to call them. Some from Afghanistan, some fucking Iran, some from fucking Kurdish people, like slipped over the border in Turkey and came. Like, it was, I don't know, it's wild.
After 8, you pause. paused to rest for a moment in the garden of Mr. Matsui's house. That was the friend who was helping you carry your belongings. Looking out, you can see Hiroshima lying.
Look at that grip he's got on the edge of the couch.
Ahead of you. You could be looking at Buffalo, New York, Boston, Massachusetts, St. Louis, Missouri, Seattle, Washington. But this is Hiroshima, Japan. And the morning is quiet, very peaceful.
Wow. Wow. That fucking the last show was in 2003. I figured it ended like in the fucking 70s or some shit. Wow, they got him with that. That was like he was rickrolled, except it was a nuclear explosion.
The time has come, that split second of eternity, which comes in one way or another to...
Dude, I feel so bad for him.
Every man.
I can imagine. So one of the most traumatic things that probably ever happened to me, I don't know if I've ever told the full story, but one time we got hung up in a traffic circle and mortar rounds were flying in on top of us. And it was a sandstorm. We weren't even supposed to be out. We were red air. And somehow we got clearance and then got called back to the base. We got about 1.5 miles from the base. We got stuck in a traffic circle. The weather, and it was a sandstorm. And I thought it was lightning at first. Or thunder. The flash was lightning and the sound was thunder. And then it started fucking spray. I couldn't imagine. So it started hitting me with sand. I was up on the gun in a RG-33. But I couldn't imagine somebody describing it to me and having pictures, and then motherfucker comes out and I was like, I was the one dropping mortar rounds in the tube. Yeah, it was me the whole time. We were right on the other side of this building. You didn't see us, but we were there.
In these lifetime, what did you do when you heard that bomb?
Well, I didn't hear any sound, but I saw a strange flash running through midair. And took a couple of steps into the garden and lied on the ground. And I felt strong blast of wind. And then I got up and saw many houses behind me destroyed.
You were between two rocks, more or less, weren't you? And as the terrible pressure from the concussion throbbed through your head and bits of board and tile from Mr. Matsui's house fell on you, your mind must have lived through a lifetime, back to days when the peaceful sound of temple bells called the faithful Buddhist to prayer. To June 27th, 1909.
Oh,
your
no.
birth in Shikoku School. And
I did that.
At our archway here.
All right, so they go back in time. That was his most recent story, but they go all the way back in time.
Arm, but strength
was somewhere.
All right, here we are back at the.
Your parishioners, all somewhere in the enveloping dust.
Your parishioners, the people who went to your church, are all just out there lying silently dead in the enveloping dust.
Start to run toward the city saying, my God, help them.
And looking down from thousands of feet.
The RG-33 is, from everything I've seen and everything I've been through, it is the probably most well-armored for taking a blast. The problem with it, and the reason some people don't like it, which I can firsthand tell you it does, is it's too top heavy. So it'll take a blast. It'll take rounds. It'll take a blast. It'll take anything short of like a fucking mortar or a tank round. If you can fire it from your shoulder, you ain't penetrating the armor. It'll take a blast from below. It's got a V-shaped hole, so it pushes the blast away from you. The problem is if the blast is off center. If the blast is off center, it'll roll because it's so top heavy, like a jacked up Jeep or something. And when it rolls, it has so much weight, it doesn't roll over on top, which is good for the gunner. But what's bad for the gunner is when it rolls, it's got so much weight and so much momentum that the turret that the gunner's setting in is also has fucking, I don't know, 2-inch plate steel up beside it to protect you. And you got your hood over top, and you got the gun mounted on a pintle hitch, a 50 cal. That's heavy. All that stuff is above the turret ring. So when it falls over on its side, you got to get down. You either got to jump out of the truck and risk getting rolled over, or you got to get down in the truck. So much so that we added quick releases to our seats. So like if the gunner was to freeze, it's like a swing seat you're on. If the gunner was to freeze or didn't see it or didn't know what was happening, didn't have time, someone else can pull a rip cord and drop you in the floor, because the turret ring will shear off. And if you're in the turret, if you're on the gun, when it falls over and the turret ring shears off, it's like, I don't know, it's probably like 900, 1,000 pounds that's gonna cut you in half. So not good in a rollover.
Over Hiroshima, all I could think of was, my God, what have we done?
The voice again of a man whose second of eternity
My
was
God,
woven up
what have
with
we
yours,
done?
Reverend Tanimoto. Now, you've never met him, have never seen him, but he's here tonight to clasp your hand in friendship. Captain Robert Lewis, United States Air Force, who along with Paul Tibbets piloted the plane from which the first atomic power was dropped over Hiroshima.
Holy shit, ripping cigs with a subscription. We're out here killing this fucking, what is this website called? Kick. I'm kicking it with you. You're kicking it with me. Someone kicked my kid a sandwich. We're out here killing it.
Captain Lewis, come in here close, and would you tell us, sir, of your experience on August 6, 1945?
Well, Mr. Edwards, we left Tinian in the Mariana Islands at about 2:45 in the morning on August the 6th, 1945.
What's a legless kick called? A good effort.
Our destination was Japan. We had 3 targets. One was Hiroshima, one was Nagasaki, one was Kokura. About an hour before we hit the coastline of Japan, we were notified that Hiroshima was clear. Therefore, Hiroshima became our target. Just before...
Even that's so random, right? They put them in the air with 3 targets, and it was actively judging, like, are they going to have air defenses? Is there going to be cloud cover? We got to be able to aim. Are we going to be able to get in and out, egress, back in, back out, whatever? Even that was so random. It could have been any of those cities. They planned to all 3 cities. They were just told en route.
8:15 a.m. Tokyo time. Tom Farabee, a very able bombardier, carefully aimed at his target, which was the 2nd Imperial Japanese Army headquarters. 8:15 promptly, the bomb was dropped. We turned fast to get out of the way of the deadly radiation and bomb effects. First was a big flash that we got, and then the 2 concussion waves hit the ship. Shortly after, we turned back to see what had happened. And there in front of our eyes, the city of Hiroshima disappeared.
He looked so terrified.
Now, you entered something in your log at that time.
As I said before, Mr. Edwards, I wrote down later, my God, what have we done?
And so, Reverend Tanimoto, you on the ground and you on your military mission, Captain Lewis, in the air, both appeal to a power greater than your own. Thank you, Captain Robert Lewis, now personnel manager of Henry Heide Incorporated in New York City. In that split second when one atom bomb was exploded, 100,000 people were...
I don't know if this is even true. I read a book about this when I was in school. And apparently the blast was so concussive and had so much pressure that they found bodies that had blades of grass embedded inches deep into them. Like it had ripped the grass up off the ground and turned grass, like grass into a weapon, into a projectile. Shit's crazy.
Either killed or destined to die.
God, I feel bad for that guy. Anyways, that's fucked up. They just brought that guy on there in the show, and they tell the guy, "Hey, you're here for an interview about what happened to Hiroshima." But it's really like, let's trigger you as much as I can.
Some past events that I think are going to make something in your head go click. And I'm really, really excited from where we are. And I want to say before we even get started tonight, and I've been saying this for about 2 years now, you are living in the most important time in human history. You're living through it. You've already lived through 2.5, maybe even more like 5 years of it.
Shadows burned on walls. Yeah. I'll never forget, like, that somebody, we went to one of those shadow things where they have like a UV wall or whatever, and then they flash a light and you pose, and they flash the light, and then when the light quits flashing, you turn around and look, and your shadow's on the wall. I'll never forget one of the teachers told us that. That's what happened when the nuclear bomb went off. Like while we were at Hands-On Museum in like fucking 4th grade. Oh.
It's going to progressively get even more important from this point on. The area... Hold on, I gotta mute some idiots over here again. Woe is me. Where's my mouse?
Mute those idiots.
I'll mute that one too. It's gonna get more important and more intense as we go forward from this point on, and we'll talk a lot about that tonight too. One thing I do want to mention before we go any further is The Big Short. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that movie, but boy, you need to. And if you're not privy to mortgage terms and real estate talk and quantitative stock market,
The Big Short has nothing to do with our current financial system. Nothing to do with our current financial system. Like, inflation and stuff that are going on has nothing to do. The Big Short was a gigantic fucking scam that was going on. That can never happen again just because the stuff that's in place. There's just no way it can. So they were taking these... Real estate's always been a really good investment. It's always been a place to put your money. It does very well as a blue chip with people with good credit, good loans. They're not upside down, blah, 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 all that stuff. The problem was they were giving loans to everybody. And you have like AAA, AA, single A bonds that are a bunch of loans put together. They were basically taking one good loan and thousands of shitty loans and putting them together and selling them as stable bonds. And it was bound to fall eventually.
You know, stuff. You probably... Oh, here we go. He's got a bunch of names tonight. This is cool. He's just going to keep logging in, and then that's cool. I'll just mute all of them, so it's fine. Maybe it's bots over here. Hey, guys, my mods are watching. I could really use your help over here, so I have to keep stopping. I mean, I could. It's no problem, but... this is why we have locals, by the way. If you are not a locals member, you could be... The
Big Short's a good movie, and it's pretty accurate. There's an actual story. This person was on, like, the Bob and Tom show or something one time. There was a person that was a stripper in Florida who had, like, 5 homes, and 2 of them were, like, in the names of her dogs. She had 2 little, like, I don't know, like purse dogs or whatever. She put home loans in the name of her dogs.
Simply by going to locals.phil.live. So thank you, Rumble Trolls, for getting more people onto locals, because obviously locals is a paid subscription for me.
That's why it's so hard to get a loan right now, because they went the other way. They went and it was everybody could get a... If you had a fucking job, you could get a goddamn home loan. And now there's so much more stringent on it.
And and the Rumble is free, so you guys can keep on doing your thing over here. On Rumble, I'll just push people over to locals and make some more money because you guys are idiots. So like the trolls are idiots. So they're just clogging up the feed over here like crazy. Anyway,
he's mad because he can't ban them all.
We had a major announcement, a major few days conference that happened.
Uh-oh.
Turn on D-Live. Why was going on D-Live?
Did we?
Get over here. D-Live looks fine. Okay, D-Live's fine. So I don't know what you guys want me to do about that. Okay. From August 22nd to August 24th, this past week, the BRICS Alliance, which is what I'm going to call them for tonight because that's essentially what they are, the BRICS Alliance met and discussed many things regarding their new currency that they're coming up with. One of the things that they discussed was the admittance of new countries to the BRICS system. For those of you that don't know, BRICS is a new currency that's coming out. Just like
I'm not saying there'll never be like another scam or another financial crisis, but it can't happen the same way it did. They put standards in to where when we're bundling these, they have to be rated this way. There's actual checks and balances. A bank just can't say these are AAA bonds. They actually have to meet a certain criteria, blah, blah, blah. They put laws in place to fix all that portion of it.
The dollar, just like the peso, just like the euro, and so forth. New currency they're going to have. And only certain countries are going to be admitted into the BRICS system. Okay, we're going to get to Trump and mugshots and stuff in a minute, but this BRICS stuff is super important, and I'm going to try to tell you why. At this summit that just happened last week, 41 countries have asked to be part of BRICS. 41 new countries. Now, this started with the countries of Brazil, Russia.
Oh, remember they were going to announce that it was gold-backed, right? Remember, Phil? You said that they were going to come out and announce that it was gold-backed. Remember? Remember when they did that? But they didn't, and the summit's over. The summit's over.
Russia, R, India, I, China, C, and South Africa. BRICS, BRICS, B-R-I-C-S. Okay, that's what it started with, just those 5 countries. Now, those 5 countries alone make up 40% of the Earth's population that we know of. Okay, admitting those other 41 countries brings that total to well over 50% and closer to 60%. You are going to have half the world on a currency.
I don't think it's 41 more. I heard 6 countries were joining. Iran, Saudi Arabia, and 4 other countries are set to join. The group announced Thursday that 6 countries are set to join the group in 2024. Iran, Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, UAE, Argentina, Egypt, Ethiopia. The move, which will more than double the size of the bloc, will likely throw more scrutiny on Beijing's political influence in the Persian Gulf. Recently, questions have been raised about BRICS has taken an anti-West turn under the influence of China and Russia, and Beijing's deteriorating relationship with the United States and Russia's standoff with the West over the war in Ukraine. The additions will also increase the group's economic clout. BRICS, which was set up in 2009, currently represents about 40% of the world's population and more than a quarter of the world's GDP. That is also set to increase with the new members, which includes 3 of the world's biggest oil producers in Saudi Arabia, UAE, and Iran. So, should we be worried about Saudi Arabia and the UAE joining BRICS? I don't think so. We have so much influence over Saudi Arabia. We have so much influence over the UAE. I just don't think it's going to be as big a deal as like people are making it out to be. It's not like they're joining BRICS and then refusing to participate with the United States. BRICS still has like the ties to the United States. So that's why people are critical over Russia and China being like anti-U.S. and being BRICS, because BRICS still does stuff with the United States. The Saudi Arabia and the UAE can't afford to break ties with the United States.
That doesn't yet exist. So what does that mean for us? You know, the ones that use the dollar all the time, right? The U.S. dollar. Well, right now, the U.S. dollar is used in all world trade. It is the dominant currency. It is the dominant currency of the world. It is what's used for trade. It is what's used for everything. Not no more. This BRICS thing is an enormous, enormous, enormous thing that I think a lot of people are kind of just putting on the back burner while they focus on Trump and Fulton County and, you know, the indictment out of the Southern District of New York and all of this other stuff. Everybody's looking at Maui and the fires. Everybody's looking at Trump and the mugshots. Everybody's looking at, you know, what Elon Musk is doing and all this stuff. But what they're not looking at is what's happening with BRICS. And I can tell you for a fact that this is probably the most significant thing that's currently going on in the world. What it means for us is our dollar is going to lose not only popularity, obviously, because other countries are going to be using this new system, but it's also going to lose value, even more than it already has. Now, we know that Joe Biden has, you know, all but destroyed the dollar with inflation, and they're trying to push this climate change thing. It's not really climate change. They're calling it like the climate, you know, the Inflation Reduction Act or whatever the hell they're talking about. But it's really all about climate change. It has nothing to do with inflation. So what it means for us, the average person, people that use the US dollar, is the collapse of the dollar as not only the world's dominant currency, but as a currency in itself. The fiat dollar is in deep, deep, deep trouble. When BRICS starts and these other countries do come in, you have this changing global currency, dominant currency worldwide, you are going to see the stock markets completely change. You are going to see the stock markets react to this global currency coming in. You are going to see the stock markets.
I'm trying to find this 41 countries claim. I see it from something called watchguru.com. I don't know if that's true, but I'm looking. There's also a YouTube channel covering it. A LinkedIn page, Watch Guru. universalcurrentaffairs.com. There's no legitimate news source here. BRICS info Twitter page. Another Twitter page. Nineteen countries from, this is what Pakistan is saying, want to join. 41 kitco.com. A bunch of gold selling places are saying 41 countries are joining BRICS. Watcher Guru seems very, very strange. List of countries ready to join the BRICS alliance. Accept new currency is growing from a set of 19 countries in April. The numbers have spiked to 41 by the end of June. By the way, the 19 was from the first part of June, is the article I just read. 22 new countries expect interest in joining the bloc. Conditions to U.S. dollar in 2 months. The new BRICS current summit will be held in August. See, this is back before the summit, and Phil said they announced 41 new countries at the summit.
Drive the dollar almost down to zero. You are literally looking at a $10 loaf of bread. You're looking at a $20 carton of eggs. I know I was reading the chat earlier today, and there was a discussion about how much do you pay for groceries every month, and people were between $500 to $1,000. Some people help their neighbors or help their family with groceries, and they were even over that. This BRICS announcement, this BRICS news is going to change our currency forever. And I fear that my biggest fear is the people that have their money in the stock market that are heavily invested in the dollar in some way, shape, or form. It could be a 401k or an IRA. Now, I want you guys to realize I saw this coming eons ago, years and years ago. I saw this coming.
He didn't. Years and years ago, he was in fucking jail because he bounced a check.
Recently, I believe sometime last year, I came out with an option for you to roll over your 401k or your IRA, which is in that same stock market, which is in the same fiat US dollar. Get it out of that and put it into precious metals. That option is still available for you guys. That's goldquiz.com. It's in the description of this video. It's also in the description of Locals. And I've been talking about Gold Quiz for a long time. So just so you guys know what happens. When you go to Gold Quiz and you talk to those experts, you end up seeing if your IRA or 401k is eligible to be rolled over into metals instead of dollars. So if any fluctuations happen at all with the world currency because of BRICS or with the stock market or anything, you're protected because you're not invested in those dollars. You're invested in those metals.
That's assuming they even launch. That's assuming they even launch like their own currency. Like they've talked about it, and they've obviously a lot of rumors have been around, but then they come out and said we're not doing that. Just because you're part of BRICS, BRICS doesn't even have a currency right now at all. The block of emerging market nations known as BRICS, which currently includes Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, is expanding membership for the first time since 2010. On the final day of the annual BRICS summit in Johannesburg on Thursday, leaders of the group announced that Saudi Arabia, Iran, Egypt, Argentina, Ethiopia, and the United Arab Emirates will join in their ranks starting January 1st. BRICS has embarked on a new chapter in an effort to build a world that is fair, a world that is just, a world that is also inclusive and prosperous. Blah, blah. BRICS nations have long sought to bolster their group's geopolitical power in order to counter the West on economic and political issues. And the addition of some of the world's largest energy exporters, Saudi Arabia, Iran, and the UAE, will certainly help with that goal. BRICS also has a waiting list of dozens of nations that are ready and willing to join the group amid dissatisfaction with the current, often U.S.-led world order. But Gregory Danko, chief economist at Ernst Young Global Strategy Consulting, a consulting arm, a Parthenon, questions whether BRICS can really compete with the West on a global stage. This is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it's a stunt and it'll probably collapse, but I don't know. Given the different priorities of its constituent nations. It's a nice acronym, but it's not really something that would rival the G7. In the next 15 years, 20 years, that's more of a long-term consideration, he told Fortune, after the BRICS summit Thursday, referencing the rival bloc of Western nations, including Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, UK, and US. And when it comes to BRICS' ambitions of de-dollarization or the goal of becoming less reliant on the dollar, Danko is even more incredulous. The problem is the current lack of trust, lack of alignment, and lack of priorities when it comes to each other's country's strategic plan, he said. What this means is that we currently have an environment in which these large emerging markets cannot represent a viable alternative to the dollar. And when you sign on, let's say that they sign on to a new currency. When you sign on to a new currency, when Russia invades somebody or China starts fucking around with Taiwan, that's going to affect your new currency, right? Everybody's seeing inflation right now. Every currency's seeing inflation. So let's say they make a new one, and then Russia starts fucking around and gets in another war. Or China starts fucking around and fucking with Europe. Or South Africa rises up and does. That's going to fuck their economy too. The reason so many people put trust in the U.S. is because it's just stable. We've never defaulted on our debts ever. We have an amazing credit rating score. We always pay our bills. The money's always there. Yeah, we have fluctuations of weaker dollar, stronger dollar, but you can trust that the U.S., you have to believe that that country is going to be there and not make any stupid, rash decisions. That whoever's supporting that currency is there or not. But if you have it supported by, let's say it's outside of the country, so it's BRICS currency. Every stupid move that one of these countries could potentially make, including Ethiopia and Argentina and UAE and Iran, could devastate your currency. And you can't even change that. I mean, you can't even decide that for yourself because it's not your country's currency. It is this conglomerate currency.
That's where I think we all want to be. We want to have a safe haven. We want to have a way to protect our wealth. If you have that 401k or IRA, I've given you the option. Okay, you have goldquiz.com to go to. I feel like I'm running out of warnings because what I see happening with BRICS and
the reason he warns so heavily on this is because when you roll it over, he makes like he makes a percentage of what you put in. He makes 6%. 6% off your dollars. And it's a $50,000 minimum. You have to have 50K to go. So if we take $50,000 times 0.06, a minimum, he makes $3,000 and he does nothing. You go to his website, you get a cookie attached. That cookie, when you go to Goldco's website, says, oh, Phil sent you, and he makes a 6% check.
The pace that it's going on is the end of the Federal Reserve, the end of the IRS, the end of the central banking system worldwide. All of that is going to stop. And it's best to get your wealth out now and not deal with the crap later. Goldquiz.com is in the description. And we're going to have many other future lives on Bricks. And we will absolutely, hammer this down a little bit further as we get further on. But for tonight, I want to talk about something totally different. Now, first of all, if you're watching this video on Rumble, I would appreciate if all you could hit the thumbs up button. What that's going to show is...
Don't expect a common currency. The idea of BRICS creating a common currency to rival the dollar has long been on the agenda of the emerging market nations in the bloc, but there has been increased interest and proposal ever since Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva in April questioned the greenback's role in global trade. Who decided the dollar would be the world's currency? Lula da Silva said at a ceremony in Shanghai. Why can't a bank like the BRICS Bank have a currency to finance trade between Brazil and China, between Brazil and other BRICS countries? Leslie Mastrop, the vice president and the CFO of the New Development Bank, a financial institution created by BRICS, followed up those comments in July by noting that although there are no current plans to create a common currency, it remains a medium to long-term ambition. But South Africa's finance minister pushed back against the idea in the BRICS summit this week. No one has tabled the issue of a BRICS currency, not even in an informal meeting or phone call, he said in the interview. Setting up a common currency presupposes setting up a central bank, and that presupposes losing independence on monetary policies. So right now, they're just like a buying power. So like, if you want to give Russia a good deal, then you probably have to give the other countries a good deal. Or if you want to buy this much wheat from Russia, they might staple on you have to buy this many apples from Argentina. That's what it is right now. There's no currency at all. It's just a collective. Kind of like if a few countries like unionized, right?
It's going to show Rumble that the content of this video wants to be spread everywhere. So we get more viewers, more viewership, we wake more people up, and that's really what all of our goals should be. Wake as many people up as possible. And at the end of this video, I think you'll see exactly why. The thumbs down button, of course, is for you trolls. And what you'll also see is the disparity between thumbs up and thumbs down. You'll see tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of thumbs up and just like 300 thumbs downs. Goes to show you who's really in control here. All right. What else I want to talk about before we get into the content of tonight's live?
Who's really in control?
Let me just make sure I'm not missing anything here.
You're in control of the likes and dislikes?
We are in for a amazing opportunity.
He's already got 300 downvotes and 15,000 upvotes.
For you guys. Tomorrow night I'm going to hold a live, Sunday, that's August 27th, 7 p.m. Earlier last week, I did a live, I think it was on Tuesday, and we soft launched a new endeavor that I'm participating in, and the response was through the roof, absolutely through the roof. Tomorrow I'm going to announce it. That was only to my locals audience that found out about it Tuesday. Tomorrow I'm going to announce it to the masses. So the rest of you on Rumble, the rest of you on DLive, you are going to want to tune into tomorrow's live.
So full disclosure here, I could have joined Phil's new MLM. So I'm probably going to be tracking where I would have been at in the MLM and how much I would have made if I'd have just swallowed my fucking pride, not been such a moral fucking dick sucker, and joined it.
I'm telling you right now, put it on your calendar. Do not miss this. Tomorrow is going to change your life forever.
Forever.
And we'll get into the details of it tomorrow. But that's going to be
It's going to change your life forever, bro. Forever.
Of things before we get into the launch. But most of tomorrow is going to be talking about how we're going to change your life for the rest of your life. And if you're not there, or if you can't,
it's a med bed patch.
Be there. Try to make arrangements so you could be there. Obviously, the replay will be up. The sooner you watch, the better it will serve you. I'm obviously being a little careful with what I'm trying to say because I don't want to reveal too many details before the actual launch. But please be here tomorrow night. I will be live on DLive, Rumble, as well as locals, and I will give you the secret that will unlock many doors for the rest of your life. I'm very, very excited about tomorrow's live, and I think we all should be too. Now, I don't know what that was all about, but it made me feel better. That's good. I'm going to take you back. I'm going to take you back in time. And let me just make sure my audio's good over here on locals. Yep, we're good.
I told Mariah nobody would know her under her maiden name. I was going to sign her up.
I'm going to take you back in time. Follow me now, because we're going to do kind of like a timeline. Okay. In late 2020, leading up to the election fraud in November of 2020, I started live streaming, mainly on Facebook at the time, because Facebook hadn't yet started censoring things illegally. Gathered a small audience, dozens, eventually turned into hundreds, eventually turned into thousands after the election fraud. And after the election of 2020 and into early January, in particular, January 6th, I was confused, aggravated, upset, frustrated, mad, many times over for all of those emotions. I was fully convinced, as most right-wing conspiracy theorists, if you want to call us that, I was pretty upset with how this went down. And I really didn't understand how they were going to allow, when I say they, I'm talking about the military, I'm talking about the White Hats, and back then we weren't even calling them White Hats. We were just like, hey, Trump won, like this isn't gonna happen, right? We're not gonna allow this guy to be inaugurated, right? But then the inauguration came, and even that day,
Phil said he knew there would be no inauguration. Biden would never be president. He'd never be in the White House. He'd never do anything. He wasn't an actor. He wasn't a clone. He wasn't a lizard. He wasn't fake. He would never be there.
I remember sitting there waiting for it to be
illegally block stuff. That's right. They illegally block Phil's conspiracy.
Stopped. Somebody to come on and say, hey, we got big problems here, and we have the military stepping in until we can figure this out, and something's not right. And there were reports of all of this stuff, and then, it happened. The inauguration happened. And I was dumbfounded and obviously upset and just confused, because everything that I had known about the previous 4 years of Trump's administration and Q starting to post in October of 2017, all of that was thrown back up into my face. And I'm looking at things, I'm like, I know that a lot of the things that Q posted about were accurate. A lot of the predictions, a lot of the little nuances, a lot of the smart, way to a lot of the little nuances, that a lot of the things that Q that was thrown back up into my face. And I'm looking at things, I'm like, Trump's administration and Q starting to post in October of 2017, all of that was thrown back up into my face. And I'm looking at things, I'm like, I know that a lot of the things that Q posted about were accurate.
You mean that you posted about? Well, he's telling a narrative now that's closer to the truth. So up until the inauguration, Phil had no idea who Q was, what the posts were, blah, 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 other than like memes and shit he had seen. He actually calls two other truthers and is like, what are we going to do now? They inaugurated, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, calm down. He's like, have you ever heard about this Q guy? I think I'm going to start talking about him on my show. And they're like, well, whatever you want to do. But, he was in a panic. But if you hear him tell the story, he was posting as Q. He's been involved since Q started, because Ezra Cohen Watney called him and told him what Q was, and that they were, and he knew it because he had worked with Ezra and Looking Glass and had been involved in this. He was Edward Snowden. He knew all this was true, so he was like one of the first agents to be picked up before Q started posting in 2017. But now he's like, well, I think that was true, and now it's being thrown up.
A lot of the predictions, a lot of the little nuances, a lot of the smart, way to gather that grassroots movement and educate that grassroots movement. I knew that wasn't all just fake. I knew that had some real high-level people involved with whatever Q was doing. So it really struck me as completely out of left field that everything that I had been diving into for the years prior during Trump's administration was potentially wrong. So then I got kicked off Facebook, obviously. Went to YouTube. Shortly got kicked off YouTube. It wasn't very long, probably only a month or two. And I ended up landing on Rumble. Went to Twitch for a cup of coffee and landed on Rumble. D-Live, we made home before even Rumble, and of course now Locals, and I'll be here forever. But besides the point, the investigative ability that I have, you have, and that we've all thrown off of each other since that time, I'd say March, April of 2021, all the way up to today. So the last 2.5 years, essentially, we have learned that we've learned so much in the last 2.5 years. I don't even know where to begin. We're now able to recognize the dishonest media and point out the numerous inaccuracies in their reporting. We're now able to see the censorship that was being done to Twitter. Jack Dorsey's out, Elon Musk in. We see everything that they've done in the last 2.5 years. We have our eyes so wide open that we could never close them ever again. I know a lot of you guys get frustrated with the times, and I do too. A lot of you guys, just like, I can't do this anymore. I have to get out. Well, what does that mean exactly? You can't do what anymore? You can't look at the truth in the face? You want to go back to believing lies? What does that mean? You can't do this anymore?
Play pretend. LARP.
I don't even know what that means. I know that you're impatient. So am I. Everybody is. Everybody has the right to be impatient. But the bottom line is, we've come a long way in 2.5 years. Now, why did we have to come this long way? Well, let me tell you why. Donald Trump was the most popular president in the history of the United States. No one has come even near his popularity. No one. And the true numbers aren't even out yet. They will be. But when you see how many votes this guy got, I don't have to explain it to you guys. Honestly, you already know that he was the most popular president ever existed. You know that, okay? In January of 2021, after Joe Biden was announced the winner, after the votes got through on January 6th, after the Capitol insurrection, after the mainstream media is pumping it down your throats that QAnon was responsible for the Capitol insurrection, and oh look, an officer died, he got hit with a thing in the head. Oh look, Ashley Babbitt got hit in the come on. Like, but at the time, that stuff seems real, right? Until we do our thing, we do our oddest thing, and we really circumvent the narrative and just completely reveal the truth. Think about this now. If the military did step in January of 21 and said, and they pulled a Myanmar, where I don't know if you know what happened in Myanmar. You guys should. Myanmar is the old Burma. I think Obama renamed it, whatever. But nonetheless, very, very corrupt. Sorry, bro, I gotta mute you. Very, very corrupt country. Had similar issues with election fraud. The military went in Myanmar and just completely arrested everybody, and then they figured, we'll figure this out later. That's what we expected to happen here. Here's the problem. If the military had done that in the United States, if the military came,
Obama didn't rename Burma. Okay, Jesus Christ. It was renamed. It used to be called the Union of Burma. Then it was renamed the Union of Myanmar in '88 or some shit, like the late '80s. And then it changed the name again to like Republic of the Union of Myanmar. But it hasn't been Burma since way before Obama. I don't know why he thinks Obama rechanged a different country's name.
Came in and arrested Pelosi, Joe Biden, Mike Pence, Adam Schiff. Just go name all the Democrats that were involved in this whole election fraud massacre. If they had done it, do you know what would have happened in our country? Civil war. Why civil war? Because the media would have made it seem like Trump is trying to overturn the election and there is a coup happening in the United States.
He was. If you've read the indictment, it's fucking terrifying, the stuff that they went through. It is terrifying, the stuff they did. If any of this is true. If any of this is true, even Mike Pence says, someone who tries to sidestep, go around, go above, between, wiggle through the Constitution should never be the president of the United States. Now, he's a bitch.
Because I'm a dick.
And when they asked him, Mustang Sally just gifted a sub to Tara Rose. Thank you. Now, he's a bitch when they're like, oh, well, if he's the nominee, will you still support him? He was like, well, it's kind of early now. It's kind of early, so I don't know if I don't know. But he did say that. He did come out and say that. Like some of the shit that was crazy. They impersonated people. They forged fucking letters. They stole election equipment. Like the shit is wild in this indictment. Wild.
States. So people would have been fighting people. No one would have knew who was their ally because we didn't have these truther channels telling us what was actually happening back then. We literally still had media. Keep in mind, this is January of 21. Okay, this isn't Phil time and Prime Phil in later 21 or in 22. You guys didn't have me to go to. You didn't have Brad yet. You didn't have you barely had Charlie Ward. You didn't have any of the big name truthers yet. 22. You guys didn't have me to go to. You didn't have Brad yet. You won. Okay, this isn't Phil time and telling us what was actually happening back then. We literally still had media. Keep in mind, this is January of 21. Okay, this isn't Phil time and Prime Phil in later 21 or in 22. You guys didn't have me to go to. You didn't have Brad yet. You didn't have you barely had Charlie Ward. You didn't have any of the big name truthers.
That's not true at all. Before I ever covered Phil, before Phil ever made a fucking video that anybody paid attention to, we were covering Charlie Ward. We were covering Brad Barton. I covered Brad Barton for 8 months before I ever fucking found a Phil video interesting. Especially Charlie Ward, especially Scott McKay, especially all these people. Phil's just rewriting history.
Yet. We would have ended up in a civil war. You would have had fake rioting. The rioting, the illegal stuff, would have been blamed on conservatives. So now if you're a conservative, you're under fire because that's your group that was doing that. How do I know that? Well, that's what they did with January 6th. They blamed that on Trump supporters and, QAnon and conservatives, when really it was Antifa, the FBI, the CIA, and Democrats, hired by Soros. So in a civil war where you have everyone within the country fighting each other over different issues, whatever the issues may be, in a war like that, the problem is...
By the way, when some of Trump's inside supporters... for him just declaring, replacing Bill Barr after Bill Barr stepped down, and then putting his own guy in to declare that the election was stolen as the Attorney General. When they were faced with there'll be riots in every major city. This will be crazy. They said that's what the Insurrection Act is for. That is a direct quote. From the guy that he was going to put as Attorney General to support him.
There were still, at that point, many countries that were cabal controlled. Keep in mind, this is January of 21. those countries would have invaded. Those countries would have attacked. While we have a civil war going on and we're fighting each other over democracy or over Trump won versus Biden won or whatever the case may be, election results or whatever, we would have had countries come in. Countries, in fact, were preparing to go to war on the United States should a civil war break out. So what does that mean for us? Well, it means that you might be dead right now.
No country was preparing to go to war with the United States if a civil war broke out. If a civil war broke out, I'm sure there would be plenty of countries that said, hey, do you need support, blah, blah, blah. Nobody was planning on going to war with us if a civil war broke out. Why? It would only help them.
It means that I might be dead right now. We would have lived in a lawless land. There's not enough police in the country to stop what would have been happening.
You give me one fucking purge night, Phil. One fucking purge night. I'll make all your fantasies come true.
The military would have had to choose to pick sides. The military probably would have been fighting within its own ranks. The Trump supporters versus the Democrat and Biden supporters. So you would have had groups of military literally fighting each other. You would have had casualties on both sides. You would have had lost lives of innocent people. And then when the other countries start coming in.
Phil, I've had a bad couple weeks, okay? And I feel like I've got less to lose every day. And it's not like I have to lose everything. But there is a bar that is above everything and below where I'm at right now. There is a bar there where I'm like, not that much to lose. I've been to prison before.
We are literally doomed. You have Canada to the north, although they're not a superpower in any way when it comes to military. They're not our friends. They are cabal. In no respect to you Canadians, I know the people are, but I'm saying the government systems, cabal.
Cabal?
You have China right over the way. And now again, we have good people in China too, but we also have the CCP, who hates America. We have Israel, who has an enormous military in that section of the world. Our country would have been destroyed forever if what we wanted to happen in 2021, in January of 2021, if what we wanted to happen back then actually happened. It would have been a really, 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 really disastrous outcome. So, the powers that be had under 60 days from November to January, November of 2020 to January of 21, to figure out what the hell to do here. Literally under 60 days. Did we do it anyway? Make a coup? Defend the country? Let's go? That's what Trump wanted to do, by the way. Trump was not going to leave office, and he was not happy that he left office.
That's not cool. I don't know why you say this as if it's a good... That's what Trump wanted to do. He's the man. Trump wanted people to fucking die because he wanted to claim the election was stolen with literally no evidence. By the way, in some of these discussions they had behind the scenes, there was talk about how little proof there actually was and how much proof would have to be, I don't want to say manufactured, trumped up, explained in a very certain way to make it seem even plausible. And that if we went with another way of explaining it, people would be like, oh, no, hell no. No, that's not true. That's not making sense. Jesus Christ, this dude.
However, he understands now that the guys, I have a troll over on Rumble that keeps saying something about a Q broadcast. Don't click that link, whatever you do. If you're seeing it in the chat, do not click that. That's not a real link, and it's going to take you somewhere that
Let you ban them.
Anyway,
ban them.
Trump did not want to leave office, but
manufactured, yeah.
Trump's a smart guy. He knew that even though he liked his chances, the chances that he could be wrong, and we do end up in civil war, and we do get invaded by other countries, could be pretty high. So he went along with the plan. Now we're going to talk a lot about the plan tonight. Okay, I'm not talking about the Joe M plan to save the world. That video, that's a great video. It's one of the best videos ever made.
Like the ones you stole from Joe M or whatever. The shit you stole from Joe M. I want to read you a transcript. Right? Oh, hold on just a second. I'll be right back. I got to go grab something. Do you guys remember that guy that his hair melts on his forehead that was a lead representative for Trump? I want to read you something, okay? Giuliani March 4th, 2019. Giuliani. Every place. Female. You are finding a little place in the woods. Giuliani. Get off the airplane in a new city. Female on the airplane. Giuliani. Go right to the hotel. Give the money. Female. On the dining room table. Giuliani. Yeah. And we go right ahead wherever. On the floor of the living room as soon as we get in. We don't even have to make it to the bedroom. Female. Yes. Giuliani. All the clothes come off. Female. Oh, yes. Oh, God. Giuliani. Let the doorman wait outside to bring in the luggage. Wait. We need a little time alone. Yeah. I need a little time alone with my girlfriend here. Female. That's right. Giuliani. With my daughter. With my daughter. Female. That's right. Giuliani. With my little girl. Female. That was in the Giuliani. I want to own you. These are from recordings. Okay? These are from recordings. Giuliani was having an affair, fucking a lady named Miss Dunphy. And he wanted to pretend that she was his daughter, his little girl. From recordings. Giuliani, I want to own you officially. Female, oh yeah. Giuliani, legally with a document. Female, put your name on it. March 12th, Giuliani, come here, big tits. Come here, big tits. Your titties belong to me. Give them to me. I want to claim my titties. I want to claim my tits. I want to claim my tits. These are my tits. Female. Oh, yeah. Giuliani. These breasts belong to me. Nobody else can get near these, okay? I don't care if they're flirting or they give you their business cards. These are mine. You got it? Female, yes. Understand? I'm very fucking possessive. I've gone easy on you so far. Female, I don't know. Giuliani, I've been easy on you. Female, you're pretty tough on me. Giuliani, I've been easy on you. Give them to me. Female, maybe. March 12th, 2019. Female, who were the other Republicans who are celebrities? Giuliani, ain't too many. Brad, not Brad Pitt. The other guy looks like him. Female, Bradley Cooper? Giuliani, no, the other one. What the hell's his name? Female, Matt Damon is very liberal. Giuliani, no, Matt Damon is a F slur. Matt Damon is also 5'2", eyes are blue, coochie, 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 coo. Would you like me to read that again? You think I should read that again? No, Matt Damon is an F slur. Matt Damon is also 5'2", eyes are blue, coochie, 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 coo. Female, maybe. March 23rd, 2019. Giuliani, you are my bitch. Female, bitch. Giuliani, you're my whore. You're my fucking slut. April 1st, 2019. Mr. Giuliani. Jews. They want to go through that freaking Passover all the time. Man, oh man. Get over the Passover. It was like 3,000 years ago, okay? The Red Sea parted. Big deal. Not the first time that's happened. The way natural selection works, Jewish men have small cocks because they can't use them after they get married, whereas Italian men use them all their lives, so their cocks get bigger. That was Rudy Giuliani. Thank you. That was the guy who brought you election fraud.
But that's not what I'm talking about. That plan started
if that was true, if it had to do with how often you use your cock, that it grows bigger, mine would have been gigantic in high school, and now I would have an innie. Like a set of external ovaries and a labia and a cavern.
Prior to Trump even being elected in 2016 and went on through his entire presidency. That plan was to rid the world of the cabal once and for all, but they needed another term to do that. They could not have another cabal president and another cabal Congress and still have the cabal presidents throughout the world. They needed to rid that before they could say, okay, we've done what we were supposed to do here. Now,
Matt Damon's 5'2", obviously a Jew. His eyes are blue. Coochie, 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 coo!
The plan that I'm talking about is how to avoid civil war and how to avoid military action, not only military v. military in the United States, like I was talking about before, but other militaries coming in and destroying our country, taking our livelihood, taking our land, taking our assets, and essentially we end up being slaves. And before you say, well, that's a little dramatic, Phil, isn't that a little far-fetched? No, it's happened many times in this world before. Look at what happened in Europe during World War I and World War II. You had countries being trampled over by Russian forces, German forces, Poland was caught in the middle, France was caught in the middle, all these, it's happened. These people were enslaved. Does anyone remember the Holocaust? Now, I don't disagree that the Holocaust happened. The Holocaust definitely happened.
The Holocaust definitely happened.
I don't believe that the Nazis were responsible for it, so I have a completely different opinion on that. And I'm not
who do you think did it, Phil? Usually it's either the Holocaust didn't happen, evidence was manufactured, the incinerators weren't big enough, they couldn't bury enough bodies, they couldn't kill that many Jews at one time if they wanted to. This is something Rudy Giuliani probably believes. The Passover's like 3,000 years ago. Chill the fuck out.
not going to get into it tonight, but regardless of who was responsible for it, the Russians, the Germans, the Nazis, no matter who was responsible for it, it happened. People were tortured. It could have happened here. I think it would have happened here. I think right now.
It did happen here. Not nearly to the scale and not nearly the how horrific it was, but we had our own Japanese internment camps.
By this point in 2020, this point in 2023, since all of this went down in late 2020, I think right now many of us would have been killed, accidentally or on purpose, imprisoned,
on purpose,
tortured, or put in camps.
On purpose.
In fact, if you remember, the latter part of 2020 and quite a ways into 2021, we started seeing FEMA camps pop up all over the place. Who remembers that? You guys do, right? Remember all the FEMA? Everyone's like, oh, FEMA camps, they're going to force vaccines on us. No, what they were going to do is they were going to put the citizens of the United States in camps.
I think it's a slap in the face. I've been told this so many times. Like, I struggle with why I went to war, what I did in war, the fight I fought. But I think it's a slap in the face for people to come out with blatant conspiracy theories and say some shit like, well, you weren't even over there for the right reason. You were tricked into it. They sent you over here for this. They sent you over there that, blah, blah, blah. I think that's a slap in the face. I can come to that conclusion if I want to. But if you want to tell me that, you can go suck a dick. How about that?
I'm serious. Like, this was all this close to happening. Literally this close to happening. Until Trump and the White Hats, in just a short 60-day span from November 2020 to January, came up with the plan. Here's the plan. We need to wake up the masses. We cannot let the citizens of the United States and the citizens of the world be swayed by the mainstream media, by political opponents that are governmental corruption. We need to show them everything. We need to get it out in the open. We need to draw an interest from these citizens, and that interest should be awakening. We need to eliminate all possibility that there is going to be civil war, both amongst the citizens,
to go wake everybody up,
as well as the military of the United States. We need to eliminate the possibility of invasion while that happens. So what they
then why do you in your chat constantly talk about how the government isn't moving fast enough and you're going to have to do something about it and this is going to start a civil war? If the whole plan was to prevent a civil war, doesn't that kind of defeat what you guys talk about all the fucking time? All the fucking time.
did over the last 2.5 years has been exactly that. We have systematically taken out, and I'm talking about the White Hats. Now, White Hats, I refer to them as the Global Alliance. That's more of a recent term that hadn't been happening since early 21, but kind of started happening in the last year and a half. These people have taken out cabal strongholdings across the world, across all flat Earth. We've taken out all the biological labs in Ukraine. We've cut off the flow of human trafficking and child sex trafficking around the world. We've cut off the money to the...
We've cut off human trafficking and child sex trafficking. It's done. It's over.
European money launderers, in particular the Vatican.
Yeah, there might not have been weapons of mass destruction, but I mean, Saddam was a piece of shit, dude. I've seen some of the people that he gassed in the north, like the Kurds and shit, and there's like the time that he like assassinated the whole fucking soccer team. He liked to make examples out of people who resented him or towns it's very, he was a piece of shit. Okay. There's no doubt about that. Saddam Hussein, I don't know if you guys know about the Shia and the Sunni Muslims and how they are. This is what the Arab Spring was about. The Saddam Hussein was a Sunni. And a Sunni is a sect of Muslims who believe a certain way, worship a certain way, do a certain things. The problem is that a lot of these countries, Iraq, Iran, Egypt, are majority Shia. So they inevitably, ever so often, have an issue with all of the Sunni dictators leading the majority Shia countries. And that's a lot of infighting. So he would make examples out of the Shia people and Shia towns and kill everybody in the town, drag all the men out and fucking assassinate them in the street and shit.
We have completely shut down the global enterprise that the cabal had in place. We systematically shut that down. So that eliminated much of the threat of outside countries coming in while we were in some sort of civil war. That was first and foremost. We also stopped the larger cabal entities, the big guns, from their ability to continue to digest adrenochrome.
The big guns.
Steal our children, torture them, and use their biologics to continue their reign of terror.
Oh, I forgot to make an announcement that I should have. I see Mark talking about it right now. Mark is still moving and still needs help. The donation links are still posted if you want to help him out. The apartment that he was up for, he ended up not getting it. But there's another one that's coming available. I think it's at the end of next month. You can correct me if I'm wrong. But there is another apartment that's coming. It's a townhouse. That is, it has stairs, but he thinks he can make it work. So he's still moving. It's just going to be a little bit more delayed. Middle to end of next month. So he's still moving. The one he's at now is still unlivable, but he's gonna have to stay there a little bit longer until he can get to his new place. But if you guys can help, it just got pushed back some, basically in a different location. I forgot to say that the other day on the show.
Across our world. While all that was going on, the White Hat set up a global currency reset. What does that mean?
Oh.
For those of you that don't know, and I'm a broken record, I've said these things many times in past live streams. One bank rules the world. It is called the central banking system.
One bank to rule them all.
These are the Rothschilds. These are the Rockefellers. These are the Soros, the Klaus Schwabs. These people are all involved in the central banking system worldwide. Every single country has its own central bank. Central Bank of Europe, Central Bank of Canada, Central Bank of India.
One for the Jew, one for the Catholics too. One for the whites, and one that'll be all right. And one bank to rule them all.
All of these central banks are owned by one family. Well, several families, but one entity. These same people own the largest investment firms in the world, Vanguard, BlackRock. Vanguard, BlackRock own everything. They own Verizon, they own Disney. Disney owns ESPN, they own CNN, ABC, NBC, Fox. All of them are owned by the same people that own the central banking system. So we talked about Nasera, we talked about Jacera, right, which is forgiveness of debt and no more reliance on the central banking system of the world. The United States has the Federal Reserve. We call it Federal Reserve in the United States because we really need to trick people. We couldn't call it Central Bank of the United States because people would have been like, well, what's a central bank, right? So we call it the Federal Reserve. You know, the people that opposed the Federal Reserve all died in 1913. And 6 months after they died, Federal Reserve got instituted by the president. All 3 of those people died in the Titanic, by the way.
Don't mind me, I had to go get a crack ladder.
Hit an iceberg randomly, you know, the ship that was unsinkable on its maiden voyage. No. Different time, different talk. However,
you know, there's a difference between something actually being unsinkable and someone saying this ship is unsinkable. Not even God could sink this ship. And I don't even know if that was a true quote. I think the experts are still like, well, you know, it makes a good piece of story, but we don't even know if it was actually said or not. But there's a whole lot of difference between actually unsinkable and someone saying that about a ship because it's big. Everybody knows that, right? Like I can say I got the biggest dick in the world. And then someone's like, oh, it's not as big as this guy's. And you're like, we know it.
Once the Federal Reserve was implemented in the United States, the cabal controlled our money. That's why there was a recession in the 30s. After everything was going great in the 20s, huge recession in the 30s. You've always been a slave to the cabal. Always. Your entire life. If this doesn't change now, your kids will be slaves to the cabal if they're not already. My kids, who are only 8 and 6, they'll be slaves to the cabal too. You will never actually truly be able to overcome.
Get ready for your kids to be slaves to the cabal then.
You'll never actually be able to do
dumbass.
It. Because you can't make enough money. And once you start making enough money, they take half of it from you via taxes, income taxes, right? Then they want you to pay property taxes. I said 1913, I meant 1912, I'm sorry guys. Then they take your property taxes. They want to implement forced health insurance on you guys through Obamacare. There's no way to ever get ahead. Ever. You're a slave to your credit cards. You're a slave to your mortgage. All of the central banking system owns all of that debt. I don't care if you went to a private bank in your
Bill, you don't even pay taxes, do you?
Their money from the Federal Reserve. You are a slave to the cabal. But here comes BRICS.
When's the last time you paid your taxes?
BRICS is backed by, now they didn't say it this past week at the convention, but they're gonna. Once they get these new countries signed up, they're gonna. BRICS is backed by gold and silver. What's that sound like? Well, to me, that's
they're gonna.
We've been talking about this a long time.
They're gonna. We're just pushing out to January. Phil heard it from a very reliable source. The source that's never wrong, that they were announcing a gold-backed currency during their thing. They don't even have plans for a currency. It's too many implications. All right now is they are collective bargaining, basically. Like I said, they are like a union for countries. You want to do business with us? You know, you got to do business with these other people. You got to treat us all fairly, blah, blah, blah. They don't even have plans for a currency because there's a lot of shit that comes along with implementing a currency.
The Federal Reserve, and we say backed by, what does that mean? Well, right now in the United States, let's say, I'm just making this number up, but let's say there's $300 billion in circulation. And when I say circulation, I mean in loans, in checking accounts, savings accounts, everywhere. $300 billion. Even if it's under a mattress somewhere. $300 billion out there. What does that mean? That means that for every dollar that's out there, the Federal Reserve in the United States has to back that dollar with one of their own. So there has to be $300 billion in circulation. There has to be $300 billion in the Federal Reserve. Because what if suddenly all of that money caught on fire, blew up, you know, just disappeared, whatever? Well, it's all insured.
That's 100% not how it works. Do you think that, okay, let's we'll use his exact terminology. Let's say 1 million people have $1 million life insurance policies. Do you think that the insurance company would have to have $1 million for all 1 million people liquid in cash at all times? You think they would have $1 trillion cash at all times? Or you think they would say, okay, we usually have 3 people die a year. We'll do that by 4 times. 4 times what the average is. We'll hold that. The rest of it, we'll have it in bonds and checks, investment, and real estate, and whatever. Of course not. They don't have it liquid at all times. Are you fucking retarded?
It's all insured by the Federal Reserve. It's all insured by the FDIC in some cases. So they come back.
Not to mention, a lot of times the FDIC doesn't even have it at all. They went to Congress and get the money.
And they're like, no problem. Here you go. We back that. We stand by that currency. I news for you. The Federal Reserve doesn't have enough money to back what's in circulation. That's all a lie. You are living in a fraudulent world.
They don't claim that they don't claim that they have dollar for dollar everything that's in circulation.
Market is fraudulent. The Federal Reserve is fraudulent. Everything's fraudulent.
Yeah, absolutely. If every bank failed simultaneously tomorrow at boom, nobody would get shit. And you shouldn't expect to get shit. Are you kidding me? Like they'll roll out fucking $700 FEMA payments because the world just went to hell. But you're thinking they got 1 for 1 for every dollar that's in circulation is his claim. They're trying to tell you they have 1 for 1 for every dollar that's in circulation. Of course they don't. Fucking retard.
Has been for a very, very long time. We're just starting to see it now for the first time. Here comes BRICS. BRICS is coming in.
You want to see a cool 3D print I made? I don't know if you can see it. This is a bit of curbing that is being used for like a shower to keep the water in. It was a curbless shower, but it was put in wrong. And instead of tearing it up, we're adding a curb to it. Now, this is a piece of like rubberized thing, and it faces into the shower. This is a corner or a side support for it. So it slides on. Boop. And then you can run 3 screws in it and keep the edges of the lip up. Isn't that a cool 3D print I made? I know. I'm a talented motherfucker. What can I say?
And then they're going to say, you know what? We don't need that central banking crap anymore. We got our own currency. And we're going to back it by metal. That's why I've been trying to get you guys into metals. Because I know it's coming.
Okay.
And it's coming.
He knows it's coming.
I'm trying to get you guys out of the stock market. Why? Because
big things are happening. It's getting close.
US dollars, and BRICS is going to completely destroy the dollar forever, right? But more importantly, I'm trying to protect you guys before that happens. But more importantly, that system of the central banking worldwide, they had so much money. $600 trillion is what the Rothschild family is reported to be worth. $600 trillion. That's almost all of the world's money. Of course it's almost all the world's money. Why? Because they have all the banks. Every bank worldwide is them until now. So in the last 2.5 years, we have cut off their supply of making money. They are essentially broke. They are
we haven't.
Jobless. They no longer have a way to continue to decimate us, right? This all had to be done.
This doesn't line up with anything
we had to
based
see
in
how bad
reality. It
actually
never
was
has.
and root out from every orifice the smallest little cabal player, the little
Ooh, he's rooting
that are,
orifices.
responsible for doing this and lighting the wildfires in Canada and the direct energy weapons in Maui and all of these little games that they're still allowed to play. We can't allow that to happen anymore. We have to root them out forever. So what we've been referring to for the last 2.5 years is this plan to do that. And we would often say, and I know a lot of you guys need to,
thrust the plan
emotionally, and that's fine. We've been saying you're watching a movie. What does that mean? You're watching like a movie, and it's supposed to like just be like not really that important because it's only a movie.
The worst movie ever.
And you forget you can watch the movie a few days later. No, we're not saying that what's happening is as insignificant as that. What we are saying is all of this that you've seen happen, from the Trump indictments to the Hunter Biden laptop coming out, Obama being implicated in things, Joe Biden being implicated in things, the removal of Nancy Pelosi from her prime post and her cooperation that we've heard, all of this stuff is literally a wake-up call to show you what had to be done in order for us to get our freedom back. This is about our freedom. This is about what we have to do to be free again, not just get a certain president back into office. Now, let's talk about this mugshot, and that's the reason for my live tonight.
Okay,
right?
mugshot.
A little bit of background so you guys knew the gravity of the situation, right? But what I want to show you tonight is, in my estimation, proof that this is a movie, proof that this is a scripted plan, proof that the White Hats have been and are still doing everything they possibly could to get us back to freedom. Let's look at some stuff here, shall we?
Freedom.
Ooh, the Donald.
By the way, there are people in chat, in Phil's chat. Now, I don't know what Phil's going to say about this. I haven't seen this. There are people in Phil's chat that are saying that this mugshot's fake. And the reason you can tell is because the right side, the way we're looking at it, not Trump's right, but from our point of view, that the right side is Trump and the left side is Biden. And that's the way you can tell it is fake. If it was real, it would be all Trump. But it's half Biden, half Trump. And this is a sign. What you're seeing in the media is Trump being arrested. What's actually going on is Biden's been arrested. And that's why it's a half and half. Okay? Don't get it twisted. That's why it's a half and half. It's actually Biden's been arrested. Not Trump, Biden. That's why he's half the photo here.
Trump mugshot. Let's just look at it.
I love it.
Observe this for just a few minutes here. Okay. Gray background. Something that looks like a badge up in the top left. All right.
I don't know why people find him trustworthy or believable or whatever. It's just got to be the blinded by hope. If Phil wasn't, let's say Phil was just doing a podcast and it was about baseball or collecting presidential memorabilia or how good 15-year-old girls smell when they're on the baseball field, whatever, he would have no viewers. It's got to be the blinded by hope. People want hope. He offers it.
Looks like Donald Trump. I can make a case, I think, that the right side of his face looks quite a lot different from the left side of his face. I think most people would agree with that, right? His hair's a little shiny. The light appears to be hitting him from the front right, kind of like coming down from his left, but definitely in front of him. Otherwise, his face wouldn't be lit the way it is. Not a typical Trump that I'm used to seeing in rallies. Eyes are...
Oh, somebody compared. Hold on. I forgot to show this. Who was the guy that did all these? It's a let me make sure that there's no nudity on this because I already pulled up one fucking porn. So someone went through and found people that are actually over 6 foot tall and 215. So here's an incomplete list of athletes, height and weight as Donald Trump, who said he was 6'3", 215 a thread. First up is Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is 6'3", 250 or 6'2", 223. Now Trump says 6'3", 215. Defensiveman Derwin James, 6'2", 215. Trump. Joe Burrow, 6'4", 215. Trump. John Wall, 6'3", 210. Eric Gordon, 6'3", 215. Trump. Are you seeing the similarities here? Are you seeing the similarities? How similar their bodies are? I mean, they're basically the same people.
They're totally different on both sides. You see a huge bag under his left eye, but that same bag doesn't exist under his right eye. This is more of a war face Trump.
This is what Trump looks like. The motherfucker looks like he's made out of silly putty. He looks as if my testicle had a little blonde fucking comb over. I have a nut that looks just like this. I thought about selling it on eBay.
I know some.
Yeah, he's 300 pounds all day. Well, at the biggest I've seen him on a golf course. He may have lost weight since then. Maybe he's stressing these indictments. He's 300 pounds all day for those golf course photos where you see his gut and his big fat ass.
Photoshop-like lines around his outline. In Photoshop, you could cut out a person or a place or something. They even have apps that do this for you now. You can lasso them and cut them out so that the background looks different from the foreground and so forth. I noticed some of that lineage around his coat. I don't know where his left ear is. I know his face is tilted a little bit, but it just looked the way that his hair parts on his left side.
His left ear's right there. You can see it. You can literally see his left ear.
How it's sticking out. Some of that looks a little Photoshoppy to me. This is just, me talking. I'm talking about the hair right
there. There's his left ear right there.
This looks like this little patch right here. This looks like it's cut out. Looks like a cutout. And many other parts of the same photo look.
It absolutely does not. There's artifacting in it, compression artifacts. But if this was cut out, they wouldn't get individual hairs. Instead, they would get individual hairs with green in between them. You guys have seen me cut out shit.
But again, looking at the eyes, I got totally different eyes. I got the light hitting his face a couple different ways. Obviously, he's angry, and that was the point of the photo. But this is not the type of mugshot I would anticipate seeing a guy walk in, standing in front of a gray screen. It's not what I would anticipate seeing. No, that's just me talking. That's just me talking out loud. Hey, we're going to get into some more stuff in a second, trust me. Just me talking out loud. My opinion on the photo. Trying to, drive out every possibility here. A little bit about his lips. And again, if we look at his lips, it looks like half of his lips are different from the other half. And tell me I'm wrong about that. Tell me his right side lips look exactly the same as his left side lips. I know you're going to say, okay, well, the shadow. All right, yeah, the shadow makes your lips look different. Come on, guys. What's going on with his nose? I saw Trump on Tucker the other night, and his nose didn't look anything like this. What's up with that nose? Again, just me talking. Here's my opinion on the photo. Everybody's allowed their opinion on the topic, right? My opinion on the photo looks like it's doctored. It looks like a doctored photo to me. Now, that's just looking at one photo.
He's admitting it's him. What more do you want? What more do you want? He's admitting it's him.
Just looking at one photo. As soon as I saw the photo, I'm like, what the frig is that thing? That's not, what? And then I started looking and started making these notations that and when you take into the light angle and where the light is, when you take that into account, and several other things that we know about Trump and how he looks in other photos, this photo looks doctored. In some sort of way, this photo looks doctored. And then you would say to yourself, why? Phil, why would the photo be doctored? He was clearly in Atlanta. He clearly went to Georgia. He clearly got in Fulton County. He said he was going to get mugshotted, and boom, there's a mugshot. So what is he saying? He lied about his mugshot? No, I'm not saying he lied, but I'm saying he wants you to think he was mugshotted. He wants you to think that did occur.
Okay.
Why though? We'll talk about that in a minute. Looks a little funny to me though. Just on the surface. Not looking at any other photos. That looks funny.
I think he did this as a press piece. Like, he's not that angry. He's not that upset. He's not that bothered. He did this to make it look like, oh, this is something we could put merch together on.
To me.
By the way, it looks a lot like this Trump. Looks a lot like this Trump. That's his nose. That's half of his face is sagging more than the other one. His hair's fucking stuck out. Looks a lot like him.
Mr. Giuliani. Hello, Rudy. So we're gonna look at these photos side by side here, okay? Okay.
That's his O face. That's
First of
what
all,
I've heard.
There's an enormous difference in the Fulton County badge. See the badge over Rudy's right shoulder and the badge right here? Enormous difference. Now, it's the same badge. If you zoom in on it, you will see, although quite blurry, it is the same.
Oh my God. I know there was somebody brought this up in my chat. Depending on the room they had, they sized the badge differently each time. Some of them were zoomed in. They're further away from the wall. Some of them are back against the wall. You can tell how close this guy is to the wall. His is bigger. Tell how close this guy is to the wall. You can see his shadow. Badge is bigger. Tell how close Rudy is to the wall. Trump's not that as close to the wall. This guy's not as close to the wall. Why aren't they casting shadows on the wall? Because they're standing further away. Right? They are casting shadows. We just can't see them because they're standing so far away. All the badges are different sizes. The person who brought it in my chat's like, there's no weight and height. Well, none of them do. I looked at I looked at probably 100 Fulton County mugshots of just random people. There's no weight and height.
Configuration of the Fulton County logo, and it has all the same things on it. However, the size discrepancy has me a little, like, why would it be that much smaller? Why wouldn't all these be uniform? Why is somebody messing with the size of the badge? That doesn't make sense to me. The differences in the sizing. Now, that badge isn't actually on the gray screen, just so you guys know. That's superimposed, which we'll talk about that in a minute. They put that on after the fact. There's no badge on that screen. So it's not like he was standing in front of a different screen. Whoever did this increased and decreased the size of the badge. Okay? One thing I want to point out here with Rudy is you can see the light on his bald head, whereas with Trump, we can't see that, right? Because Trump has hair there and just his hair is glowing. With Rudy, you can see exactly where the light is. It is in front of him and above, okay? That is, you cannot argue that. The shine on his head would not be there if it wasn't for that. Now, if that light is on top and above of Rudy, right, certain facial characteristics must exist. You should see some sort of shading under his eyes.
It's a gray wall, okay? And this gray wall could be 5 foot wide, 200 foot wide. They take the photo and then zoom in and then throw the logo on it. They're not all standing in the exact same spot.
Okay, you do see that. On Rudy's right eye, you can see that it's shaded by his brow. Okay, our left, Rudy's right, you can see that they're shaded there. So we know the location of the light. Indisputable in my opinion, okay? What we don't see in either of these photos are, well, let's save that for a minute.
There's multiple lights, you fucking retard. You can't break this down to one fucking key light. Okay, they're in a room that's lit. There's above fluorescent lights, and then there's going to be one light with the camera.
Let's take both of these photos off the screen. And let's look at another one. Oh, good old Sydney the Kraken. Notice, same position of the light. How do I know that? Well, you can see the top left of Sydney's forehead is very lit, right? You can see it above her left eyebrow. Same position of the light. Looks like the same position that Rudy was in, and most likely the same position that Trump.
It actually looks like she's standing more to the left than Rudy was.
Eyebrow, same position of the light. Looks like the same position that Rudy was in, and most likely the same position that Trump was in, but definitely the same position as Rudy. Now, Sydney we know is taller than Rudy, so it's not going to show up on Rudy's.
She's definitely standing more to the left. If we look at this, Julian, see where the light hits him, and then see where the light hits her further to the left. His is almost centered, like it almost hits his nose. She's standing further. Plus, his head curves more back, and she's got a more flat Neanderthal style forehead.
On Sydney's head, like it did on Rudy's, because of the height difference. However, there's something in this photo that doesn't exist in the Rudy photo. How many of you guys have had mugshots? I have, a couple times. I have mugshots. I can tell you that every prison or every booking facility, whatever you want to call it, that has the intake area, you have to stand in the same spot.
No, you don't. Absolutely not. Now, if they're doing a height and scale thing, the last jail that I was in, they said stand on that line. Now, that line was probably 3 foot long, right? Stand on that line, facing this direction. You go stand on that line. The camera takes a picture of the everywhere in front of the line, and then they just zoom in on your mugshot. That's it.
There's no movement. You have to stand where you have to stand because somewhere next to you is a height calibrator. Now, it's not going to show in your mugshot. It's not going to show that part. But right next to you is a ruler. It's a big, giant ruler that goes over your head, probably 8 feet, right, or 10 feet even. So it's not in this mugshot, but to the right or to the left of Sydney here, there is a height indicator. Okay. They make you stand in the same spot because if you're standing next to a measurement system such as this and you're too far close to the camera or too close to the wall, your height is going to be different because of depth perception. Okay.
Fulton County already came out and said they don't do height and weight. Self-reported. They do. They on most criminals. They didn't do it here, but most criminals they will confirm a height and weight or a height. They won't do weight. They will confirm a height as they walk into the door. Stand right there for a second. 6'4". Okay, come over here and take your picture. You know what I'm saying? Like same way you would do it at a gas station. Stand right there by the door frame. Boom. Like if someone's robbing a gas station.
So Rudy, Trump, Jen Ellis, Mark Meadows, all the rest of them that we're going to look at in a couple minutes, they're all standing in the same spot. There's no doubt about that. They have to be. They must be. That is just booking 101. Okay? I know it from personal experience. And if you look it up, they'll tell you the same exact thing. One thing that you notice, let's see who my expert anons are here. Let's see who my expert autists are here. I'm going to put Rudy's photo back up. Can you tell me a big difference between these photos now? Well, go ahead. Tell me locals. Tell me locals. What do you see? Oh, you guys are watching on.
She's against the wall and he isn't.
Shadow. There you go. You're seeing it. Shadow. Rudy has no shadow. Shadow on Sydney's. Interesting. So let's look at that. The light.
What's making that shadow on her shoulder? He's got a shadow on his shoulder. she's standing up against the wall and Rudy Giuliani isn't. Like, just because they took this, just because they had to make mugshots doesn't mean they were like, all right, back up a little bit more, back up a little bit more. Nope, you got to be touching the wall. Back up a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Okay, you're good.
It's clearly above and to the left-ish of both Rudy and Sydney. How do we know that? Because it's above Sydney's left eyebrow and it's on the left center section of Rudy's head. Okay, so the light is coming down from that area. It's casting, standing in the same spot. This light is casting an enormous shadow on the left-hand side, on the right-hand side of Sydney Powell. Where's the shadow on Rudy's? Why does Rudy look like he's a cutout? Why does Rudy look like he's a cutout and Sydney look like she's actually standing there? Have you guys ever played with shadows? I mean, like, have you ever got a selfie? I have a light over there. It's a selfie light. If I put that light 8 feet in the air, what's it going to do to my face? If I put it 4 feet in the air, what's it going to do to my face? You know what I mean? Have you ever played with it like that? Do it. Do it with people that are of different heights. Now, you could say, well, Rudy's shorter. That's why there's no shadow on Rudy. Okay. Where's the shadow here then? Because the last time I checked, Trump is much taller than Sidney Powell.
He's not standing up against the wall.
And you can see from his lit up hair, that light is hitting him in the same exact spot. Somewhere to the left portion of Trump's head. It is above and to his left. That's why the shadow is on his right side of his face, and his left side of his face is illuminated. Where's the shadow? So you're telling me he's standing that much closer to the camera than Sydney is? Nah, don't go there. Don't even try that crap with me. That's not gonna work. Okay? Why does Trump and Rudy look like cutouts from Photoshop? Why do they look like cutouts? Why does Sydney not look like a cutout? Can you tell me, please, that these 3 pictures are taken in the same spot?
This is his argument that it's not real?
Not a chance. Not a chance. But don't believe me. Let's keep looking. Mark Meadows, another tall guy. Taller than Sydney, approximately the same height as Trump. Where's that light? Look at that light again. Top left.
You can tell he's standing closer to the wall.
That's Mark Meadows' head. You can see it on the top of his forehead, right under his hairline. You can see how, again, the right side of Mark Meadows' face is more in the shadow, and the left side is more illuminated. Big difference in Mark Meadows' eyes, right? Because of the shadow. No doubt that that light is to the above and to the left of Mark Meadows' head, just like it was with Sydney, just like it was with Rudy, just like it was with Donald Trump. What do we see over Mark Meadows' right shoulder, Rumble? What do we see? As a shadow. That's right. Very good. You guys are catching on here. So the shadow is present. It's not present on Trump's. It's not present on Rudy's. Now we got a guy who's about the same height as Trump, about the same build, wearing a similar blue jacket, but he don't look like a cutout, does he? He don't look like a. Let's bring Trump back up. So the shadow is making its presence on Trump's right shoulder. You can see the difference between his right shoulder, which is right here, and his opposite side, which is fully lit from the light that's above. You can see the difference, right? But if the shadow is making its way onto Trump's right shoulder, why isn't it making its way onto the background? This isn't physically possible. You understand that, right? And again, keep in mind, they have to be standing in the same spot. Okay? Still don't believe me? All right, let's take Mr. Meadows off the screen. It's fine. I get it. You want more? Oh, this bitch. Sorry, I can't stand her. Miss Jen Ellis, look at that shine on the top left of her forehead, just below her hairline. That's that same light again, isn't it? Look at the shadow on her neck into her chest line, just at the same height as the necklace that she's wearing. You can see that that light's coming down from that angle, casting a shadow on her neck from her jawline. See that? Jen Ellis, a little shorter. Obviously, Rudy's height, plus or minus. We saw them sitting together at all the hearings, right? Shadow. There's a shadow on the wall. Imagine that. The shadow on the wall. Can you imagine that? There's a shadow on the wall. Then again, when we go back to Rudy, same height. Same place on the floor. Same light area. Shadow on Rudy's head. Sorry, shadow on Rudy's shoulder. Right here. Said shadow on his shoulder, but no shadow on the backdrop. So we so far have Donald Trump and Rudy that look like cutouts from, Photoshop app, simple Photoshop app. Yet we have Sidney Powell, Mark Meadows, and Jenna Ellis with massive shadows on the backdrop. They don't look like cutouts. They look like they're standing right in front of the damn screen. Okay. This guy is an attorney, one of Trump's attorneys. Shorter gentleman. You can see where the light hits his forehead. Again, left hand side. You can see the shadow that the nose is creating on his right cheek and not his left cheek. Again, same position of the light. Big shadow on his right shoulder from his head, and a big shadow on the backdrop.
That's Cheese Bro, by the way. Everybody's been asking me who Cheese Bro is. That's him.
That he's standing in front of. Again, superimposed sheriff's logo. Normal. That's what they do. Why do I say it's superimposed? Because it is. Here's a couple hooligans that got arrested in Fulton County. No idea who these guys are. But you can see now that that same logo is now being spread over their
Hold on just a second.
their actual body.
Go ahead.
That means the photo was taken and then it was put on afterwards. For some reason, they use 4 in these couple mugshots, and that's another thing too, but save that for later. 4 logos are on these mugshots as opposed to the other one just having 1. The other ones that we just looked at just having 1. But you can see here, it looks like they're standing in front of the same gray screen. You can even see shadows here. This looks like a little bit different lighting than what we've seen with the previous photos, and you can still see shadows on that back gray screen. These shadows are caused by a light that's more straight in their face, not coming down and to the left like we saw it on the other mugshots. This again, Fulton County. Okay, look at another one. This looks more of the up and to the left.
But I'm looking right now. There's plenty of them without shadows as well. Plenty of them without shadows. Just type in Fulton County mugshots 2021, 2020, whatever. Here's some right here. Shadow, no shadow. I know she's hard to see, but you can see on that one side. Same on the other side. Like, you can see that in plenty of these. If you're just going to pick ones that do have shadows and say, this is real, this is real.
Light, similar to Trump, Sidney Powell, Jen Ellis, Rudy. You can see the smaller logo. So I guess it's whoever's determining to take that picture, how big they want it to make it, how many they want to use. Okay? I can see that if, it's not that important of an arrest, just to watermark the thing, they just throw it on there. But if they really want their logo to be seen, they stretch it out before superimposing it. I get it. Look at that shadow, though. Got a big shadow against the wall. That man is standing in front of that wall. No doubt about it. Is this man standing in front of that wall? Why does his hair look like it's cut out on the left side of his head? Why does it look like it's cut out of a different image? Any of you ever tried to cut out a person from a photo and then make that file a PNG so you can put it on something else or use it as a logo?
I do it all the time.
Do me a favor.
With you.
Get some sort of cutout program. There's a lot of them that are free now. Try to do it. Take a selfie of yourself or have somebody take a photo of you standing up against the wall and then cut yourself out around your edges. It's going to be hard for me to do, but around my shoulder, use a little tool that cuts you out. Take that photo and drop it somewhere else against the gray screen like this. Tell me it doesn't look like.
If we're going through the process to do all this, hold on. Where is my lasso tool? Oh, no, don't freeze now. Don't freeze now. Damn it, it's going to be not responding. Hold on. Hold on, we're working on it, boys. Damn it, I crashed it. All right, let me try again. We're going to get her. We're going to get it. Sorry about the bullshit. Now, this is just going to be quick and dirty, but I'm about to show you something. All right. Where is the invert selection? Function delete. Add a layer. Put it to the back. Gray. Grab an eraser. Ah. Wrong layer. Ah, we got fill, right? Now, if we select fill, and then we do layer, right? Put it right here. And we're going to do edit. Edit, copy. Edit. Paste. I got two fills, right? Now let's turn off one fill. We got the other fill, correct? Everybody still with me? Now what we're going to do is do lasso select. You're going to lasso fill again. Damn it, hold on. I gotta do it. I gotta have them all in one shot. I'm an idiot. Let's lasso fill again. If I could zoom in more, I'd have more detail, but let's lasso fill. We're mostly worried about his top half here. That'll work for top half at least. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take a new layer with that selection. We're going to switch to black paint. We're going to dump that whole selection in black. We're going to turn back on the fill layer, turn off this fill layer. We're going to go back to that black selection and we're going to move it and adjust it. Sort of like that. And then we're going to go to, let's see, function F4. Oh, shit. Function. And this is with a free program, by the way. And we're going to go to, is there a blend? You don't want multiply. I don't think there is a blend, is there? I don't have the blend additive, maybe. I don't have the blend plugin turned on, apparently. Reflect will work. Reflect. Turn that opacity up just a little bit. Okay. Boom, we just gave Phil a shadow. Done. If we're going to go through the trouble of cutting him out, you don't think we could have gave him a fucking shadow? You don't think we could have gave him a
small dick, but wait till it get hard. She gonna be like, damn, shit, my God.
The A-Burn burned the shadows through all. That's right, Jay Berman. Jay Bowman, thank you very much. You don't think we could have gave him a fucking shadow? I did this in like 3 minutes with a free program. We're talking about the deep state that has all the money, all the assassins. We couldn't give him a fucking shadow, Phil? The fuck out of here.
That guy, Donald Trump. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a cut-out version of Donald
Just
Trump.
standing further away from the wall.
That was taken somewhere else, not taken in front of this gray screen. There is
Find
no
it,
doubt
then.
in my mind.
Find that
Let's
image.
get one more. We'll leave Trump
Find
there,
it.
actually.
Find it somewhere.
Actually, we'll take Trump down now because I forgot he was on the other one. So here's all 6 that we looked at. Mark Meadows, Sidney Powell,
By the way,
and Lawyer Man.
There is some shadow here to it. It's very soft. I think there's some shadow here too. It's very soft. You guys see this line right through here? It might be almost impossible to tell on your all's monitors. Hold on. And also it's compression. It's got compression artifacts. You guys see this very soft line right through here? There is some shadow there. It's very soft. It's almost impossible to get rid of all shadows. That's the bane of green screens.
All are standing in front of that gray screen and making a large shadow from the light coming down from the top left of their head.
You don't like my alert?
Giuliani has none. Donald Trump has none. The facial features on Donald Trump look absolutely, absolutely ridiculous. It is a great photo of Donald Trump. I think y'all are gonna agree with me there, right? That is a pretty good war face. I know you guys have seen some of the war face Donald Trump stuff.
I thought you were making fun of it earlier, but now it's a great photo.
Where he's like, you know, my turn. You know what I mean? That the ones that they use in those memes all the time. That's a great photo of Trump. He looks young. He looks pissed. He looks like he's about to get at it. Right? Great photo.
Young. He looks young.
Shot is used to looking like. Rudy, for all of his faults, looks pretty damn good too. Sidney, nah. Meadows, nah. Lawyer going, nah. Jen, I don't even want to look at her face. She just makes me sick in my stomach. You are looking at Flash versus Phil Light. That is what you are looking at. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I am here to tell you tonight that there was no arrest of Donald Trump in Fulton County, Georgia. Absolutely not. No arrest. The crap you are looking at, the indictments, all of them.
No arrest. There was no arrest.
The Patriots, the White Hats, the World Alliance are trying to limit the possibility of civil war, not only in the United States. Once this happens, and what's this? I reported on this months ago. Love you and all. I got buy into your MLM systems, but it didn't happen. Phil was like, you lied. You lied to us. It didn't happen, Phil. I love you and all. I got buy into your MLM systems, but it didn't happen, Phil. Supreme Court did not overturn that election. You lied. You liar. They call her a grifter. I'm gonna say you a grifter now. You lied to us.
Well, they didn't overturn. How does this prove they overturned the election?
You liar. No Supreme Court over decision thing happened. Didn't happen, Phil. Let me tell you something. It did happen. Let me tell you something else. What I reported a couple months ago about Biden being ripped out of office by the military, that's gonna happen too. The 2020 election.
That was like a week ago, bro. That wasn't a couple months ago.
Will be decertified and overruled, which is going to reset everything that Joe Biden has done while he was in office. It's going to completely reset it. It's going to turn back the clock. You know, on your computer, you have this, what's it called? Time machine, where you can go back in time. So if you added some sort of thing while you're watching porn and it got onto your computer, malware or whatever, they just said porn, didn't I? Pretend I said something different. All right, awkward moment here. Anyway, time machine. You get malware on your computer. You can actually reset the date of your computer and then it goes back to whatever was on the computer that thing.
What? What are you talking about? Are you talking about rebooting from a backup? Is that a Mac thing that I don't know about? Does anybody have a MacBook? Is it called Time Machine?
It deletes anything else, all the browsing history, all the malware, all the whatever. So you can do that. Guess what? That's what's going to happen in the United States. It's going to be a complete time machine back to January of 2021 when Joe Biden was inaugurated. Everything that you see that has been happening is to prevent mass casualty, civil war, foreign invasion.
Send me
takeover of the last
donations,
free country
assholes.
in the world. The true free.
Maybe this is a famous quote from this isn't really me because somehow I'll run with this, especially our Aussie friend. There's a famous quote from one of these streamers, and honestly, I think she knew it would be taken poorly because it made her go viral when everybody heard it. She said, if you don't have $5 to fucking subscribe on Twitch, you need to get off the internet and go get a fucking job. And people were giving her hell about it, but she got so many thousands and thousands of subscribers from that because it was such a bad take, and people kept sharing it on Twitter, and people went to follow her, and then people subscribed to her. She was a titty streamer.
Country in the world. Give us our freedom back. Take power back from the control. Reset our financial system completely. And never let this.
Yeah, that's just called reloading from a backup. But all I was asking is what the name of it was. I understand how it works.
We have one chance on this, ladies and gentlemen. One shot. And if we screw it up, we're screwed forever. There's no whoopsie, okay, we'll get them next time. No, we're never getting back in office because they're just going to cheat and they're just going to always win. We're never going to be able to get away from the central banking systems, which means we're never.
Porn? Did I just say that? Porn?
They'll start implementing their digital.
Did I just say porn? Pretend I said 15-year-old girl porn.
They'll start censoring conservatives. They'll shut down Rumble altogether as a platform. They'll shut it right down. They will feed you stories.
Pretend I said Googling your own name to see if you're in the sex offender database.
Stories that make it seem like you are replaceable. You are not unique. You are just like everybody else. Your life does not matter to them. Do you want your grandchildren growing up in that world? How about your great-grandchildren that are or maybe aren't born yet? How about your children?
One, that world doesn't exist. Second of all, if it did exist, you're not taking it down because none of this is happening.
That are still
so stop trying to play to my emotions. What about your grandkids?
In 30 years, they're going to end up paying back over $500,000. Being taxed on top.
When God gives you lemons, get a new God.
A tax on top of tax. Being charged interest on the post-tax dollars. I don't want that. I want this world to change. And if it means that we play out this damn movie that everybody's like, oh, well, popcorn sale and, you know, the roll the credits. And yeah, I get it. And I also get that while you're watching this movie, there's been a lot of hurt and loss along the way. I know you guys have experienced a lot of hurt, a lot of.
First of all, I forgot what one you said to subscribe to, this or Titch. Are you jammy? Again?
Loss from the COVID bullshit, from the remdesivir, from the shots, the vaccines. I know you guys have experienced all that. I lost family members too to the same thing. But we can't let them even have a single ounce of a chance to do this to us again in the future. We can't allow it to happen. That's why this plan is coming out. Trump is playing a part in a movie, and he's getting you riled up, and he's getting you ready for the ultimate ending that the world has ever seen. This plan, ladies and gentlemen, is not the same plan that Joe M talked about. It's not the plan to save the world and rid the cabal, and here comes Trump, and he's going to come in and change all that stuff. That was the plan. Trump started that plan, and then got ousted from office by election fraud. And then there were options. Like I said, in January 2021, there were a bunch of different paths that they could have went down to right this wrong. This is the path that they did go down. This is the path that ends up with the least amount of deaths, the least amount of risk, and the most assurance.
I saw you over.
Rid.
I saw you over in Tony's chat. I thought you were back in love with Tony. I'm offended. You changed up, switching teams here, Jammy.
For eternity. We are going to go into a time now that there's a huge emphasis on God.
No, there isn't.
Reveal of many different.
If anything, we've never been less religious. We've never been less religious, and I think it's probably good for the country. I don't care if you're religious. I don't care what you do. I don't care what you celebrate. If you want to fucking be Halil or whatever, I don't care about any of that. It should not be part of your decision-making when in office. Your job is to go and represent. I made a TikTok video about it today. I thought it was going to go viral. It took off like crazy, and it got through almost 300 and just died. It was crazy, but your decision-making should not be based on your religious preferences, because not all your constituents are religious. Not all your constituents are the same religion you are. Even if they are religious, they don't believe the same shit you do.
Different technologies. We're going to talk about one of those technologies tomorrow night, both biological and physical, mechanical rather, I should say. We're going to learn so much that learn about things that we thought we knew that is the complete opposite of what we knew. And it's going to be shown to us why they actually lied. And when we say they, we are talking about this ruling class that has ruled the world for the last couple thousand years, since the time of Christ, shortly thereafter. I don't know if you guys know this, and if you don't, it's time to look into it. The world is only 6,000 years old. 4,000 years ago, when the world was only 2,000 years old, we had a flood.
My God.
And it killed all of humanity except 8 people, Noah and his family. And they restarted. 2,000 years after that, after the flood, came Jesus Christ. Walked the earth, forgive us of our sins, and we are now roughly 2,000 years after that. There's a flood coming. Not the type of flood that God put on us before, but there's a flood coming. It's led by that guy.
So it's flood, Jesus, flood, Jesus, flood, Jesus. Is that the pattern?
And he's going to flood them. Why do you think he keeps saying swamp?
Is a swamp a flood?
Every 2,000 years, guys.
Are those the same things?
Like clockwork, something happens. God makes the earth. 2,000 years later, men are abusing and just completely destroying it, turning on each other, killing of animals, killing of themselves, killing of each other, poisoning the earth. Flood. Kill them all. Reset. 2,000 years later, here comes Christ. 2,000 years later, which leads us to modern day. God has a hand in all of this, in all of it.
Here comes Trump.
And it's not coincidental that it's every 2,000 years. That timeline seems like... Now, I hope 2,000 years from now, we don't end up in this position again, and God finally wins.
Didn't God promise to never flood the earth again? I'm pretty sure the verse right after that, I know by heart. It is, if you ever meet a squirter, marry her.
Defeats this evil that we've been dealing with. But there's only one way to defeat evil, and that is to rid it from every single darkened cave that it belongs in. We know that they're still controlling some direct energy weapons. We know that from Lahaina, right? We know that there's still little packs of these people.
Wait, you said that there was nothing they could do. They had the one thing left that was stopping the EBS you said was coming, but then after that everything was done. How funny would it be? How funny would it be if we found out that Phil was actually being trolled by someone pretending to be Ezra Cohen Watnick?
People that are out there. And we're going to get them. We're going to get every single one of them. But I'm telling you guys right now, these Trump indictments, these Trump arrests, they are setting the stage for something else. And that something else is going to come in the future. We haven't seen it yet, but it's coming. It's going to be prior to the Biden removal from office by the military, but it's coming. This was a fake mugshot. This was a fake arrest. This is all part of a narrative that the White Hats want everyone to see. You know, this is another thing I want to talk about too. Tucker Carlson's interview with Trump the other night got 200+ million views. That's what Tucker could get. Tucker could get 200 million. I get 20. I'm over 20 tonight.
You're not over 20.
But this is real, guys. These aren't the numbers that the mainstream media used to see. We're the media now. We determine what people see, and we tell the truth. We're not going to tell this bullshit narrative that the mainstream media has been pushing.
By the way, Phil also claimed he was beating Tucker when he was on Fox.
For years. We're going to sit down and we're going to show you the mugshot. We're going to dissect that mugshot like crazy. And we're going to answer the hard questions. And we are going to showcase to the world what the cabal has been doing for decades and centuries. That's the type of reach that we have now, podcasters have. That's the type of reach that we have now, podcasters have.
I was hoping you'd say the
That's
number
the
there.
type of reach that maybe I could. Of course. I can't get 200 million, obviously. Maybe if I had Trump on, maybe I could. Trump and I have to keep a distance for now. For now.
Trump and I have to keep a distance for now.
I want you guys to leave tonight with hope. I want you guys to leave tonight with reassurance that all of the things that we've been talking about for the last 2.5 years are real. They are true. Yeah, we got some dates wrong. We swung and missed at some, events that we thought would take place in a certain timeline.
Wait, you've never been wrong.
I reported some things that were to happen by a certain time or by a certain date, and I've gotten many of them wrong. And I wish that I didn't, but I understand why I did. I understand that this whole plan is a fluid motion. It's not time-driven. You don't put an emphasis on a certain date or on a certain month or on a certain week or on a certain number or something like that. You put emphasis on a certain event. That event has to happen after the first event happens. And then after the second event happens the third. It's all event-driven. So it's fluid. It's a fluid system that we're in, all designed to get to the ultimate goal, which is not to get Trump back into office. It's to rid the world of the cabal, to give you your life back. We're going to dismantle the mainstream media.
He just said that the goal was not to get Trump back in office. You think he plans on bringing this up if Trump loses the election?
Yeah. It'll never be heard of again. We got Q streaming now. We got Rumble and podcasting. We got everything we need. We don't need the mainstream media for news anymore. You're in the right spot for news. You want to know what's happening in this world? Get connected with other patriots. Start talking in the chat rooms and in the chat channels, like Locals and like Rumble and like Telegram offer, DLive. There's people that chat all day long on Locals. There's private chat rooms in there, just like Telegram, but it's private.
There is on DLive as well.
No spam, no trolls going in there. They're going to try to scare the death out of us with another, well, according to what we're hearing, and again, I don't have any intel on this, but according to what we're hearing, they're going to try to scare us with another lockdown. Don't you comply. Don't you put those masks on your face. Don't do it. Never again. I already had a conversation with my ex. If they try to put masks or vaccines into our kids, they're not going to school. I will rip them out of that school. Not going to happen. Absolutely not. There is no way. No way. And that's a test. That's a test for us to show us how...
Wait, the cabal's not in charge anymore, remember?
How much we've been watching. How much we've been observing. How good of a nons are we? How much have we progressed in that 2.5 years since January of 2021? You should be able to look at those mugshots and immediately be like, no, that's not that guy. What is going on here? Like, what, you really think that we think that that's, the White Hats don't want you to look at that mugshot and be like, oh yeah, there's Trump's mugshot. They want you to look at the mugshot and be like, no, what is that? They want you to recognize that this is part of the plan. They're trying to give you reassurance. And they can't come out and say it yet. They will, but not yet. So what they do is every time they give you a little bit of reassurance. They give you a little bit of rope. They give you a little, that all the...
If there's no plans left, we've taken them all down. All that's left is checking a couple boxes. Why couldn't they just come out and say it?
You're like, hey, we still got this, but you guys got to pick up on some clues. That's what those mugshots were. Gigantic clues for you guys. I want you to leave tonight with reassurance. I want you to leave tonight with a positive attitude. And I want you to leave tonight with a feeling of...
And X39 patches on the next episode.
And those that are representing us, they have it. They know what they're doing. They're going to get the job done. Tune out all this shit. Because I hear it all the time. Oh, you're just trying to pacify us. You and the other truthers are trying to, get us to stay complacent while they ruin our lives. No, that's not what me and other truthers are doing.
That's exactly what he's doing. He's trying to capitalize for as monetarily, financially, with money, you send in money, for as long as you'll stay complacent. If you want to leave, he'll say, fine, just fucking leave. You're quitting. Your grandkids are going to live under the cabal. But as long as he can keep you here, sending him money, sending him views, keeping him popular, that's all he wants.
Me and other truthers are doing are telling you the truth and hoping you don't listen to that bullshit. We're showing you what's actually happening. There's no arrest of Trump in Fulton County. I told you how many months ago when he went to Florida to get processed for his arraignment. He stopped at that little Cuban stand. I think that was Florida. Yeah, it was for the Mar-a-Lago documents, right? I asked you, who else was in Florida that day? Did any of you ever look? Who else? It was publicly known that someone else was also in the same county as Trump that day. Who was it? Did you look? Why not? Guys, this is what you have to do. You have to start looking. You can't listen to the narrative that's out there, or the people that tell you, oh, you're just being pacified by these guys while they make a fortune. We may make a fortune because
don't listen to those
decisions, but the content that we're giving you
is
still true. This is what's happening.
There was. We may make a fortune because we make good business decisions, but this is still real. It's still real.
You got to start looking for yourself, asking each other questions. Don't be rude, abrasive, or disrespectful to each other, but you can talk. You can listen to different opinions. If you don't agree with it, you don't have to get in an argument. Just be like, I don't agree. I'm not going to reply to that guy. But you can take the opinion anyway. See how it jives with the information that you get. Learn. We have to have learned in the last 2.5 years. Leave tonight, put your head on that pillow and know that we are in control. And you are the most powerful asset that the White Hats have right now. Because there's so many
are in control.
That watch Tucker. There's so many of us. 200+ million, obviously. 250+ million, somebody said in the chat. Those are patriots. Very small percent of them are watching an interview with Trump on Twitter. Very small liberals. Very, very small Democrats. Now, 10% maybe. So that means over 200 million people, voters, are watching that show. Probably of the 20 million I have tonight, probably 95% of you are going to vote for Trump. There's already 25 million votes, 20 million votes, 18 million, whatever. And then look at Tucker's audience, right? This ain't going to another election. I'm just showing you the popularity that this president has. And I'm trying to show you that we win. I've known for a long time that we win. I've been led down the wrong path in terms of time and reporting and events a couple times, but the end doesn't change. The end is still us on top. I implore you, please listen.
Ooh, Phil on top.
Get your butt to my live tomorrow. It is going to be the first night of the rest of your life.
Big deal. First night of the rest of your life.
Your life is going to change.
Tomorrow.
All the same channels, Locals, Rumble D Live, Facebook. Facebook is a very private
group. Same pedophile time, same pedophile channel.
It's an invite-only group. You're not going to get into that. I got many millions I watch on there too. But get there tomorrow. You're not going to want to miss what's coming out. It is going to change your life for the rest of your life in many different ways. I promise you that. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. We're going to skip the Q&A because it's already getting late. I love you guys. Sorry about last night's cancellation. I was not sick. I haven't been sick in quite a while. But I did have another very important piece of information to tend to, which does have to do with our movement. So I apologize for the little fib, but I couldn't actually say what the real reason for the cancellation was last night. Now I could because my task is complete, but I could not last night. So I just had to make up the stomachache thing. I did give you a little bit of content.
He was hacking.
Love you guys.
He was hacking.
I will see you 7 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night. If you haven't liked this video on Rumble yet, give it a thumbs up. Trolls, give it a thumbs down. You'll see who's really in control of the thumbs up and thumbs down, and how many haters I have versus how many people that really like watching me and listening to me. So that'll drive you trolls nuts a little bit later tonight. Love you guys. Have a good night. See you tomorrow. Big one tomorrow. Big.
Don't go thumbs down his video. It's it's still engagement. I think everybody should know that by now. It's still engagement. Even a very, 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 very thumbs down video is still engagement. All I want to do, we're not going to be able to watch the whole other video. I want to see how he introduces this. STEM. You know, like stem cells. This trick to power your home for pennies has made energy companies furious. This simple trick could save you thousands. Oh my God, shut the fuck up.
You guys see me here? You guys see me, hear me clearly?
Come on.
Here we are. Rumble, you guys see me, hear me clearly? Rumblers. You guys see me and hear me clearly on Rumble? Yeah, a little thumbs up over there. Yes. Sound good. Yeah, Purrs. Hello, Phil. Yes on Rumble. Yes. 5. Yep. Yes. Good. Yes. See you. Hear you. Yes. Good. Minnesota. Yes. Live and ready. Yes. All right. Well, let me tell you this. I don't say this often, but I don't think I've actually ever said it before, but I can tell you this with 100% certainty. Tonight's live stream is going to change your life. There's no doubt about that in my mind. All I ask for is your attention for about an hour. It's probably how long this live's going to be, hour and a half. I might do an hour and then take some questions at the end, so maybe a little bit more. But I promise you, if you stick with me to the end, this is going to be life-changing. This is going to be the first day of the rest of your life, and you don't know it yet. I have been working on this project for...
What the fuck is this?
The last 7 or 8 months, maybe even more than that.
Hold on, where did my telegram just go? Come back. The fuck is this? Is that Phil's mugshot? Why is he so thin? And why is his face so flat? What the fuck is that?
And Kristen, Glenn Kessler from the Washington Post had a fact check about Joe Biden from earlier this month, noting that Hunter Biden admitted in court in July that he was in fact paid substantial sums from Chinese companies. Kessler wrote, Hunter Biden reported nearly $2.4 million in income in 2017 and $2.2 million in income in 2018, most of which came from Chinese or Ukrainian interests. But this directly goes against what Joe Biden said in the debate in 2020 with Donald Trump. Take a listen.
My son has not made money in terms of this thing about what are you talking about? China.
Once you none of that is true. He made a fortune in Ukraine, in China, in Moscow,
that is simply
and various
not
other places.
True.
So it's from 2 different debates, but
I guess we all know that Hunter is not Joe, right? No one's confusing that.
To fine-tune absolutely everything that needs to be fine-tuned and get you guys...
I wonder what the right would say if it came out that Don Jr., everywhere that he's fucking made money, or Jared Kushner, or Ivanka, everywhere they've made money, and some of some of it was kind of shady. And they know that they made that money because they're who their dad is, right? Would they be like, that's it, get him out of there, open up an investigation?
All of you guys, anybody that's willing, in better health, in better mindset, and other perks associated with to save you money. There is a lot to talk about tonight, and there is a very special opportunity in front of each and every one of you, and I'm excited to reveal it to all of you. Now, earlier this week on Tuesday, static on locals? All right, 1 second. Static, got it, hold on. Sometimes the old Atari trick works, just blow at it. Yeah, it might happen again if it does. Are we there good? Sometimes the old Atari trick works, just blow at it. Yeah, it might happen again if it does, just let me know. I always try my best in every situation to help out as many people as I possibly can in all walks of life, regardless of your religion, your race, your sexuality, where you live, what your political belief may be. Not just people within the United States, but people across the world. As you guys know, and as you've seen, I have a very large global audience. So I don't like getting into projects that benefit only certain people, or that only certain people can get into because of cost or because of time associated or whatever else. As you guys have seen in the past, when I started Starve the Beast was a platform to get enrolled into Melaleuca. Melaleuca, although I'm no longer partnered with them because they wouldn't let me do any other companies, so I told them to take a hike. Melaleuca was a great way to take money away from the cabal. Stop shopping at Walmart, stop shopping at Amazon, stop shopping at Target. This was before all the controversies with all of them as well. So Melaleuca not only was a way to take money away from the cabal, but also make money for yourself through a commission program. When I started Phil Silver, PSI, that was a platform to get people enrolled into 7K metals. Why 7K metals? Well, because again, all the same opportunities existed. You have a chance to basically force save yourself into gold and silver. Every month you get an auto saver. You can also make commission. We all know that pretty much the same as Melaleuca, just with a different product, gold and silver. Then we did Gold Quiz. Gold Quiz gets your 401k or your IRA rolled over into precious metals instead of the fiat currency, which we all know is crumbling all around us. So each of those things that I've decided to do were not only beneficial to me, but also beneficial to each and every one of you that were able to take advantage of the various different benefits that come with each company. Tonight is about another company. It's about another opportunity. It's about a life-changing opportunity that I believe is the most ignored, the most covered up, if you will.
Okay, let's hear it.
The most advanced technology that exists on the planet right now. We all talked about medbeds, and we all talked about the potential of what medbeds could do, from regrowing limbs, restarting organs, curing up diabetes, curing up all these different things.
Yeah, he's a fucking crackhead.
But I can tell you, if that is the case, medbeds operate on one very specific type of technology, and that is stem cells. There's no way that medbeds could do any of those hypothetical things that I just mentioned if it weren't for stem cells. Now, a lot of your objections, maybe off the bat, a lot of your objections are going to be satisfied by the end of this video, so I want you guys to kind of take it all in at first, and then we'll do a Q&A at the end, and I can help you out a little bit. This product that we're going to introduce tonight, that I've already introduced last Tuesday to my locals audience, that went over incredibly well. A couple little kinks with our technology that we got to work out, but we've worked that out now. And now I'm revealing it to the millions that are outside of locals instead of the thousands that were in locals. Now, stem cells, you may have heard of stem cells before. You may have heard of certain athletes getting stem cell injections into their blown out knee or into their shoulder. You may have heard Steve Jobs, when he was very sick with pancreatic cancer, went to get a stem cell treatment overseas. That actually saved his life, by the way. Most people don't know that, but he did live. And those type of treatments, those type of injections take outside of the body stem cells that aren't yours, inject them into you, and the cost is astronomical. Very, very high. 5,000, 10,000. Most of the time,
that's the only way. That's the only way you can do it.
You have to go to some other country in order to get it done. Even Steve Jobs had to do that. So this technology is so suppressed. Big Pharma does not want you to know about it. Big Pharma doesn't want this anywhere. They want you to keep getting your prescriptions. They want you to keep taking your medicine, and they want to keep treating what you have wrong with you. Why? Because that makes them money, right? Why are we doing that anymore? If we have to, okay. But if there's an alternative that could work for you, why wouldn't we explore that alternative? Why would we dismiss a better treatment, a better option, for the sake of a cabal-owned industry like the CDC or like Big Pharma? Well, now you have a choice, and it's affordable, and it is going to change your life forever. I promise you that. Before I get any further into this, I want to play a video. It's about a 20-minute video from a girl that I've partnered with that's already a brand ambassador for this particular company. She's going to tell you all about it. As you guys know, I only partner with the best people in every industry. I don't, just do all these, side gigs and whatever you want to call them. That's not me. I don't do that. I find the best people in that company and I say, hey, here's what I offer. Do you want to take us under your wing? You're going to get trainings for this stuff out the wazoo. There are weekly Q&As. I'm not doing them. My immediate team, my enrollment team, we're not doing them. Why? Because we want to get everybody enrolled in this as soon as possible for the benefit of you guys. What the partnership with the Quantum team is doing is it's letting all of you take advantage of all of the training that's already set up. Weekly Q&As on different days. Tons and tons of training videos on being a preferred customer, being a brand partner. Tons and tons of stuff. That's already ready. Everything is ready for you. You're going to get welcome emails after you sign up. The appointments on the phone are only going to be about 15, 20 minutes with one of my team members, and you are going to be a pro in this, and you are going to love it. I promise you that. All you have to do is give it a try. Now, let's listen to Onyx. This girl's name is Onyx Cole. Onyx is a superstar within this industry. She's one of the top earning multi-level marketing people in the entire country. And just so you know, multi-level marketing often gets confused with pyramid schemes. Pyramid schemes are illegal. Multi-level marketing companies are a great way to earn income. Terrific way. And they're completely legal. So let's listen to Onyx. Let's listen to what she has to say. And we will we'll talk a little bit. I'll talk a little bit more after that. I may pause Onyx on certain points in this video. If you are on locals, you won't see Onyx on screen. You may want to head over to Rumble real quick and just watch it there. And I'll take her off when the video's over. Nope, that's not the right one. Hold on one second.
Good evening and good afternoon to those of you, depending on whether you're on the East Coast or the West Coast. I want to thank Phil for inviting me here tonight.
All right, we can hear it.
No sound? Got you. I see it. I see you over there on Rumble. Gotcha. Pause. Time out. Got it. I see the comments. This is great. It's really helping the algorithm on Rumble with all these comments, so keep it up. I'm just kidding. I know there's no sound. I get it. I got you. All right. We're going to start it over. I heard the sound. Apparently, you guys didn't hear it. Totally get it. A little Brad Barton moment. Love you, Brad. I'm sure that put a smile on his face. Totally my bad. Everybody settle down. Everyone's having a slight mini heart attack right now.
How is it a Brad Barton minute when you do it all the fucking time? It's a Phil Godlewsi moment. I don't know. I don't know about that one, bro.
I got it. We're okay. All right. Here we go. We're going to play with the settings here a little bit. There we go. I didn't have the output on. All right, here we go. Let me know if you could. Hey, locals, guys. The chat over here on Rumble is delayed, but if you could let me know if you hear Onyx when she comes back on the screen in the locals chat, I'll know if it's working right away, okay?
Good evening and good afternoon to those of you, depending on whether you're on the East Coast or the West Coast. I want to thank Phil for inviting me here tonight. My name is Onyx Cole, and we're going to have a really exciting night. We're going to talk about stem cells and this brand new state-of-the-art technology. So thank you, Phil, so much for thinking so highly of this technology and what's possible for each of your followers. So my name is Onyx Cole. Just to give you a little background about me, I'm 57 years old. I live in South Florida. I'm a single mom, and I was introduced to an amazing technology that actually activates your body's own stem cells. Now, I'm sure many of you have heard about stem cells, but tonight we're going to talk about, instead of stem cell injections, how to actually affordably activate your body's own stem cells. So just to give you a little...
I think Phil's doing crack or coke or something, and his excuse is going to be his new stem cells.
History and background about me. As I said, I'm from South Florida, and I was introduced to network marketing many years ago, but I will tell you honestly, I came to the industry kicking and screaming. I wanted to have nothing to do with network marketing. I was introduced to a juice company, and I did say yes, and I was in the juice company for 7 years. In those 7 years, I earned $17 million as a single mom from South Florida. I changed the trajectory of my life, and I changed the trajectory of my children's lives, and that was really cool. But what was even more fun is that I was able to help 50 people within my organization become millionaires. At the end of 7 years, I actually sold my organization for multiple 7 figures and retired. And that was in November of 2012. I did not expect to return back to the industry, but what happened was in July of 2019, I had a friend who called me about this little patch. Now, it looks very unimpressive. It looks like a little round Band-Aid, but it's a photobiomodulation patch. And that's a really big word for light therapy. And light therapy is becoming more and more the rage. I'm sure a lot of you have seen red light beds. A lot of you have seen red light. We're going to talk about 35 beautiful state. Some people find little patch.
So he doesn't even doing a presentation. She is, right?
X39 Doc, a little bit more about the technology and how it works. You can see some about testimonials. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you, Phil, for inviting me. And I look forward to hearing about your health journey and how your life has changed by saying yes and giving this amazing product a try.
All right, so I see a lot of questions and a lot of concerns, and rightfully so, over in the chat. But just give me a little while and explain a couple things, and I will answer all those questions and more. First and foremost, there are different levels that you could come into this company at, as Onyx just explained. You could simply come in as a customer and buy patches. They cost $99 a sleeve. A sleeve is about the size of an envelope. I don't have mine here. I don't know why I don't have mine here. I had it here the other night. No, it's not here. But it's about the size of an envelope, and you get
he can't even find his. He can't even find his X39 patches.
Patches. These patches go on your skin. They use Band-Aid adhesive to stay on your skin. You can wear them in the shower. You can wear them in the pool. You can wear them in the hot tub. You can wear them anywhere. They stick. They don't go anywhere. I've been using them now for the last 2.5 months, since the beginning of June. They have completely changed my life. The first thing I noticed was my vision had improved for the first time in years. Second thing I noticed was my anxiety and my overall demeanor was a lot more calm. That's what I experienced personally. Tiny wounds that I get
after he just
around the house, I have to do stuff
after he just freaked out because a bunch of people told him he was muted. His anxiety's down.
My boys, I get little scrapes and cuts and nicks on my fingers and my hands. They heal much faster. I find myself losing weight, and that could be from a couple different factors, but this is different. It feels like my muscles are more toned than they were before. When Carrie and I were in Italy for our honeymoon, we had to do a lot of walking. Italy is just on the side of a mountain, basically. So you're always going up and down steps, up and down hills. It was crazy. And for me, I get a lot of lactic acid.
You heard it here first. All of Italy's on the side of a mountain.
From that type of activity, we weren't sore a single day. It was like nothing I've ever experienced before in terms of healing, in terms of feeling better. You could put these on your pets. That's another thing. You don't have to only wear them on you. You could put them on your pets. They have research studies out the wazoo for these patches. There's over 80 research.
Put them on your pets. Buy a box for you. Buy a box for fucking Fido.
Studies versus placebo versus other stuff. This is the real deal, guys. And I know what you're saying. I hear a lot of people over here in the chat.
It basically saved Doug Kuzma from getting into heaven.
We can't afford this. I get it. If you can't afford it, then you can't buy it. There's nothing. No one's gonna give it to you for free. Okay, but what I can tell you is this: find $100 a month, cut it out of your current budget, and get on this treatment. If your health is sagging, or especially if you're over 60 years old. You heard what Onyx said.
How slimy is this? Is a reason I couldn't do it. Maybe if I'd have been in a different position and been super early to like his 7K, that's one thing. At least you're getting something tangible. It's probably overpriced, but you can sell it as a collector thing. Maybe it'll do good in swap meets or something. But when you say like, you need to find $100 out of your budget, you need to get on this if your health is dwindling, if this is going on, if your health is going downhill, this is going to change your life. I can't do the health thing, man, because all I can imagine is somebody from fucking that has some type of terminal illness being like, fuck the doctors, I'm doing light therapy.
Once you get over 60 years old, your stem cells in your body become dormant. They don't have the ability to do what they used to do when you were younger. When you were younger, even now, my kids, I have an 8-year-old boy, a 6-year-old boy. They go up.
How would he get to their fur? You have to shave a patch first, and on. Thank you.
Run up the hill, to get the mail. They run down the hill. I look at them like, man, if I did that, I'd have to nap. But like their bodies are so young and so filled with stem cells that they don't need the extra recovery that we need as we get older. I'm 40 years old now. Most of my stem cells are already dormant, according to the studies that LifeWave does.
I'm not even joking. I could have got in on this early as fuck. I knew it was happening. I could have got in on the link. I could have been like in some of his first fucking rows of people. But I can't do a health thing, man. Like people depend, like I can't scam health. People are fucking dying and struggling and shit already.
Once you're over 30, most of your stem cells are shut down. And once you're over 60, forget about it. This is a way to change your health. If you really can't find the $99 a month to do this, then you can't sign up. However, if you join as a brand partner, there are advantages so that if you enroll people, you do have a commission opportunity. Now, one thing on that, if you are a 7K Metals member, you cannot join as a brand partner. You cannot. You can only join as a preferred customer. Preferred customer can still buy the patches, but my team and I have made a decision that we're going to honor our agreement with 7K Metals. We will not enroll anybody that is in 7K Metals into LifeWave. It's not going to happen. If you try to cancel your membership with 7K and then go back, some people have been trying to do that over the last week since I soft launched this last Tuesday. If you try to cancel your membership with 7K and then enroll with LifeWave, we will still not enroll you. So don't do that. However, you can still purchase the patches. Now, a couple things I want to address that I was writing down here as I went. This is a $320 million company. Okay, so for any of the idiots that are in the chat,
I think that's probably a lie. I think he probably says that for 7K because he has an agreement not to sell on multiple MLMs. But I bet you they're selling people up.
They're going to try to tell you, oh, this is just another scam. Yeah, okay. If it's a scam, how are they selling $320 million a year? They've been around for 20 years. Okay, this isn't some fly-by-night company that you're going to put your money into and you're not going to get anything back out of it. No, sir. They have...
You can't... so stem cells are a thing. Stem cells basically repair, heal, produce other cells, right? They are. I think too many people are afraid of stem cells and like, oh, some of the stem cells come from fetuses and shit. But like, it's amazing some of the stuff that they were thinking they could do. Now, I will say this: when this first came out, just like cloning. When this first came out, there was these huge implications. It could potentially do this or this or this or this or this. And it seems like it's stalled, but there's still pretty amazing things they can do with them. And for some reason, we were cutting our funding for it while other countries were going wild spending money on it.
Taking over this marketplace with authority. And now that we're on board, they're going to take it over even more so.
But you can't get them from a patch. You can't get them from the sun. You can't get them from the light. It doesn't work.
Okay. You guys know that I've been getting sick over the last couple of years. I get sick a lot with all the travel that I've been doing since I met Carrie back and forth, East Coast, West Coast, out of the country, blah, blah, blah. I have not gotten sick. Now, I know I tell you guys that I got sick a couple times. A lot of times that's to distract you. But I have not gotten sick like I had been prior to these patches in a couple months that I've been doing them now. Now, Onyx says a good trial period is to try it for 90 days. That'll really alert you if you're...
Same. I'm going to stay on my adrenochrome regimen. Actually, I'm thinking about trying to cop a couple coupons for that fat shot.
Your body is responding to this type of thing. A lot of people are asking, where do you sign up right here? This link is also in the description of this video.
xpatches.philgodlewski.live. Why not top that out? By the way, that's not where she said to go. That's not where she said to go.
Video down below.
She said startx39.com or something, right?
xpatches.philgodlewski.live. xpatches.philgodlewski.live. The link is down below in this video. xpatches.philgodlewski.live. That will take you to a website. It's blue, and it'll show you. It'll ask you two questions. Do you want more information, or do you want an appointment with one of my team members? I have dozens of team members.
So many Rumble commenters tonight were so pissed that he can still be affiliated with 7K and Lifeway. But to them, from what he said, they can't. I think he's lying about that. Typically, MLMs, like if you're working for one, you're not supposed to sign up the same people for another one. They don't want you like sponging off, the people that you already got in line. But he probably has an agreement with them, and somehow he got out of it. And made some other agreement. I think they want him to leave anyways. But yeah, I could imagine that. But he's probably lying. Like, are they going to go back and fucking check everyone? I doubt it.
Member standing by to field all these appointments. I know we're gonna get an enormous response to this tonight. Get on that calendar and pick your appointment as soon as you possibly can, because it's gonna fill up, and we only run 7 days out. So you could.
Oh god damn it! Is Don gonna have to sign up for the X patches?
Pick an appointment between starting tomorrow up to next Monday. But after that, you have to wait for the next day to open up on a recurring basis.
Don Kedick, whoever you are, you may want to look into these patches, okay?
Every single
That's
day.
all I'm saying.
Okay. The appointments on the phone with my team are only going to take about 15 or 20 minutes. If you want more information on the patches, you simply go to startx39.com. That'll give you more information, and then you can go back to my X Patches website, xpatches.philgodlewski.live, and that will walk you through the sign-up process with my team. 7K people, why can't they sign up? Somebody just asked. Because you are already in 7K. 7K's policies and procedures do not allow you to sign up for a new company. Now, we've had a lot of questions about that over the last week. Oh, well, I canceled my membership, many months ago, last year, whatever. If you've been out for a certain amount of time, you could join Lifeway, but not if you cancel now. If you cancel after this live stream, we're still not enrolling you. I'm an honest guy, I'm a loyal guy, and I'm not going to jeopardize my relationship with 7K that I built over the last 2 years. I love the company.
He's not going to jeopardize his income.
I love the products, obviously, and I'm not going anywhere in terms of that, but I can't recruit you for another company if you're already in that company. That's their policy, and I'm standing by it. So there's nothing I can do there.
That's almost every MLM's policy, from what I know.
A lot of people have been asking in the chat as I was listening to Onyx, I was reading some of the stuff. How are these stem cells harvested?
Oh no, I'm getting the fat people shot. You can't talk me out of it. I'm going for it.
There's no harvesting of stem cells. I know what you guys are thinking.
I got to get some more subscribers and go viral or something. Y'all cheap bastards. I couldn't even afford a shot every year.
They're from aborted fetuses and all that stuff.
Sharon Cox.
Not at all. This is not stem cells that are being attached to your skin and going through your skin, which is called transdermal. These are stem cells. These patches. They're about the size of a quarter. I think you saw Onyx hold it up. There's a crystal base in the middle of the patches. And when that goes on your skin, it tells your body to activate a certain copper peptide within your body. That copper peptide, once it's activated, activates your own stem cells within your own body. So there's no transfer of anything through the skin with this. That's why this is safe to take with various different medications, because nothing's actually entering your body. You're using your own body to heal itself via the stem cells. You're not relying on big pharma.
MedBed patch.
All those medications. Here's another thing for you guys that are saying, well, can't afford this, $99 a month. How many medications do you take? This is obviously an individual question across the board. Not everybody takes the same.
I know. He's not going to tell people. Well, just start the patch, and then you won't have to take your medications no more, and then that'll cover it. That'll cover the...
But how many medications do you take for heartburn? How many times a week or a month do you take Motrin or Advil or Aleve? How many cups of coffee do you drink a week? You think you can eliminate caffeine from your diet and try these stem cells to get healthy and live a longer life, reverse the actual aging process? I think you could. I think you could. And if you don't want to, that's totally up to you. You have a choice. You know, and if you want to keep going along with the status quo as you've been and you're totally fine with your life, go ahead. No one's gonna stop you from doing that. LifeWave is in 87 countries right now. 87 countries. So to find out if LifeWave is in your country, go to my Xpatches website. I'll hold it up here again, but it is in the description of the Rumble video. xpatches.philgodlewski.live. In the drag down menu, you'll see the list of countries. When you go to make your appointment, you have to select your time zone anyway, so we can match up the time zones. 87 countries total. LifeWave is in. What did I miss here? Military use. The military has been using this type of technology for years, and obviously it was never released to us, to the public. Why? Because you have lobbyists and everything within Washington that suppress all this stuff. They don't want you guys to know about this stuff. Why? Because Big Pharma pays for those lobbyists.
Hell, I don't eat anything. Like, I eat tuna most of the time. Tuna or dry plain chicken breast.
And they pay
trying to lose weight.
So you can't get your access to this. Well, David Schmidt came up with a plan to get you access to this, and it's sitting right in front of you. Now, the X39 patch that Onyx was talking about is only one product. It does make up about 80% of the sales in LifeWave's company. However, there are many other patches. There's a slew of different patches that you could order. One's for sleep. One's I think it's called a Xeon patch. There's a whole bunch of them. You can see it on the product page when you go to my website that I just gave you. You'll see all of them on the product page there, and you can pick which one you're looking for. X39 is a overall all-encompassing type patch, and it's the best one that they have. They've been doing research on this particular patch just for 4 years, and now it's finally available for public use.
I write in, like, if I'm writing something that I want people to read, I have to slow down and write. I mean, like, my shorthand is probably all over the place, like the way I write to where I can read it. But if I'm writing to where someone else can read it, I almost always use all capital letters. But if I need to capitalize something, the first capital letter will be bigger, like taller. Like if I was going to write like, yeah, let's open up paint.net. We got to have a little lesson here. A little lesson on my writing style so you guys can forge some shit if you need to. So if I was going to write Phil's name, this is going to look like shit because I'm on a computer and I'm not using my pen right now. But if I was going to write Phil's name, Phil Godlewski, I would write it like this. Oh my God, why can't I write without lines and with a mouse? Phil. Oh my God, it looks like shit. And just for you, Itsuko. Boop. There you go. Phil Godlewski. That was just for you.
One of my team members just sent this to me. What is the military? LifeWave was honored by the Military Order of the Purple Heart for work the company has done to help alleviate pain and suffering for veterans. The Military Order of the Purple Heart is a wonderful organization composed of around 45,000 military men and women who received the Purple Heart Medal for wounds suffered in combat. So LifeWave is actually partnering with the Purple Heart organization with these patches, and they are helping veterans across the world. 45,000 people in the organization. LifeWave was awarded that award for their work in that field. Incredible company, incredible people. The best thing about this entire thing, when we launched 7K 2 years ago, we were doing all the trainings. I was doing all the trainings. Many of you guys might remember that I was on Zoom calls and you were there and I was taking live questions, and we had our own Telegram channel, and everything was based through my team, right? This time, I partnered with Onyx's team, which is huge. She's been doing training videos. She's been doing recruitment seminars.
They gave a bunch of free ones away and made a substantial donation to the Order of the Purple Heart, which basically anybody can join as a Purple Heart recipient. They made a huge donation and says that they partnered with them, and they gave a bunch of patches too. I don't think anybody actually used the patches, but they made a big donation and gave a bunch of patches away. Now, that basically says that we've partnered together to eliminate pain and suffering, blah, blah, blah. It's a publicity stunt.
She's been doing product reviews. She has testimonials listed, weekly Q&As, once on Saturday, I think, once on Wednesday. Don't quote me on that. But there's Q&As all over the place that you guys could go learn about this product, see how you could get your family enrolled and how that would benefit you if you do enroll your family and friends. My team will talk to you a lot about that too when you schedule your appointment. I would not hesitate making the appointment at my Xpatches website, because if you do, chances are you're going to be pushed out. This calendar is going to fill up if it hasn't already. There's a lot of people watching tonight, so I would anticipate that just about every slot is going to be filled up for the next 7 days starting tomorrow. I have a very well-trained team. We've been training on this product for months. They know exactly what to do. They know exactly how to answer your questions once you get them on the phone, once they get you on the phone. This is literally going to change your life.
He only did the initial meeting and roll in less than a month ago, so there's no way his team's been training for months.
If you pass on this and you don't find a way to do it, there's nothing I can do for you. There's no way that I could change the political landscape for you to make it better. There's no way I can announce the release of MedBeds to alleviate all these concerns and more. This is what I could do, and you could take advantage of the systems that I put into place, that Onyx has in place, and the structure that is going to exist with this company simply by signing up and being under my team. Now, I saw a couple more objections over here. Oh, well, Mike Penny was talking about this long ago. The fraud guys were talking about this. Jacko does it. You're right. All those guys do it, and there's more that.
Why does he keep calling him Jacko?
Do it as well. Many of them are enrolled in LifeWave, and many of them advertise it on their live shows, but they don't have my team. They don't have my team, and they don't have access to Onyx's team, the quantum team.
They don't have your salesman. That's your client. Like Doug died with 14 of these patches on, but they don't have your salesman.
From X39 from LifeWave. They do not have that. I do. I have the training. I have the support. I have the enrollment team. I have the experts. I have everything behind me and my website. Now, if you go and join them, I have no problem with that. If you feel more comfortable doing that, I have no problem with that at all. But there is a difference, an enormous difference, between what I'm offering you tonight and what they can offer you. They don't have the access that I have.
There's no difference. There's no difference whatsoever. None.
They don't have the structure. I'll tell you guys, whenever I do stuff, I don't do it half-assed. I don't do something 70% or 80%. I literally put the pedal to.
Wait, my microphone still doesn't work for the last 6 months? Let me fix it, and then I'll tell you how I don't do things half-ass. How I jump in full steam ahead. How I handle everything immediately.
And I do 100% all the time, always. And that's exactly what this is going to be. You guys might not know it yet, but I said this before. Tonight's the first night of the rest of your life. Your life changes tonight. After you have that appointment, and after you get these things in the mail, and after you start going through our trainings, and after you see what you could do to turn this into a life-changing opportunity for yourself, saving money on pharmaceuticals, saving money from the bad things that we put into our body. How many of you still smoke or vape? How much does that cost? Could you eliminate it and get maybe half of the $99 back every month? How many of you have a reliance on sugar? Big sugar. Anybody ever seen a Netflix documentary on Big Sugar?
No.
How many of you buy soda, coffee, caffeine, when we could just drink water? There's ways that you could come up with the $99 if you don't want to do it. By all means, you don't have to do it. A couple more questions I want to answer, then I'll get into a quick Q&A. If you are allergic to adhesive, Band-Aid, it's Band-Aid adhesive, so it's the same stuff that's on a Band-Aid. That's what makes it stick to your skin. If you're allergic to that, you could actually wear it on the inside of your shirt so that the adhesive doesn't come in contact with your skin. It still has the same exact effect. Same effect.
You don't even have to stick it to your body.
And yes, you can put it on your pets.
It works.
Rapid results. It still has the same exact effect. Same effect. And yes, you can put it on your pets. Rapid results for pets according to the research studies. There are over 80 case studies on this product. Like I said before, this isn't something that they just released and you have to figure out everything else by yourself. They spent a lot of money on research and development to get to this point that they're at right now. That's why they're nearly a $500 million company. Can you buy if you're in New Zealand? Yes, you could. I again encourage you to go to the website, the drag-down menu that I listed before. Drag-down menu, and you'll see if your country is.
Any country you ask, he's going to say, yes, you can. Go to the website. And if it's not on there, he'll say, oh, sorry.
Listed as long as it's listed there, we are in that country. Not available in GA. That's not true. It's available everywhere in the United States. Now I am taking Q&A questions. My husband is a vet. He says no way on your pet. He's wrong. He's just wrong. I don't care if he's a vet or not. The case studies on this do not agree with him, so I'm going to go with case studies.
Her husband's a veterinarian and said, don't put it on your pets. Bullshit. Fuck him. We partnered with Purple Heart Vets.
Why would we need an appointment to sign up? Because when you sign up as a brand partner, we have to place you into the downline. At the end of the day, it is an MLM. We have to place you into the downline so that points are accumulated in your account. My team members will explain all of that to you when you get on the appointment. If you only want to buy the patches and you don't want to join the business opportunity, you could do that by not being a brand partner. You could just be a preferred customer. That's totally fine. In fact, if you're a 7K member, you can't join as a brand partner anyway. So you'll join as a preferred customer. No one has to talk to you at all. Check on when you go to my website, a pop-up box will come up. It'll ask you, are you a 7K member? Hit yes. It'll give you a brief message. It'll say, sorry, you can't enroll as a brand partner, but you're free to purchase patches. And then it'll ask for your information. Then it'll take you back to a website with a pre-populated cart that you could edit.
Here's from the Federal Trade Commission, the FTC. Think stem cell therapy can treat your ailments? It may pay to think twice. People are living longer than ever before. As we age, it's common to develop new aches, ailments, and illnesses. And then we have to go online to learn about products and treatments to help maintain and improve our health. But a word to the wise, there's a lot of false and misleading information out there, including what some promoters are saying about stem cell therapy. The truth is, stem cell products have not been shown to be safe or effective for most ailments and could actually be harmful. Today, the FTC and Georgia's Office Attorney General filed a joint complaint against current and former chiropractor and several other companies, including Stem Cell Institute of America, which was a research study place that did some studies for X39. The complaint says the defendants falsely advertised that stem cell therapy could treat a variety of ailments and even replace approved treatments when it couldn't. The agencies also say that the defendants sold this scheme to other chiropractors and healthcare providers, teaching them to make the same claims about stem cell therapy and administer injections. According to the FTC and Georgia AG's office, these claims of stem cell therapy could treat joint pain and other ailments were baseless. If you're looking for a medical treatment for an ailment, here are a few things to keep in mind. Don't trust a website just because it looks professional. Uses medical terms or has success stories from, quote, real people, which can be made up. Think critically about any claims you see, especially health claims about new procedures. Do your research online. Search the name of the company, treatment, or procedures, plus the word scam, complaint, or review. Then check out so-called treatments and claims with your health provider, your actual doctor. Don't take medical decisions based on advertising or marketing. Don't make medical decisions based on advertising or marketing. materials. If you spot a scam, tell your state attorney general's office or report it to the FTC. Report fraud.ftc.gov. Report fraud.ftc.gov.
And you can purchase
in case anybody wanted to report this video. Report fraud.ftc.gov.
So that's if you're a 7K member or if you do not want to join as a brand partner. There are huge advantages of joining as a brand partner, but you do not have to.
He doesn't explain why he can and they can't.
To join as a brand partner, there's different packages. There's a $199 package, $299 package, $599 package, $1599 package. There's a whole bunch of packages that you can join under. They're called bronze, silver, gold, and above. They go all the way up to platinum or diamond or something like that. Talk to my team members about that and they'll give you the exact specifics on.
I bet what he's done is put it under someone else's name. I bet what he's done is put it under someone else's name, but he's still the head of the company. He's managing the website, but his collections come through an LLC or something.
On that. One of my team members just messaged me, Derek, and he said, these patches have reduced the size of a fatty tumor on our dog's back. So how about that, Mr. Vet? Stem cells are
How about that, you piece of shit? The patches reduced the tumor on this person's dog. Allegedly. How about that, Mr. Vet? What a fucking dickhead. Hold on. Let me play that in real time. That was the funniest thing he said in a while. Accidentally.
Derek, and he said, these patches have reduced the size of a fatty tumor on our dog's back. So how about that, Mr. Vet? Stem cells are no joke, guys.
He's so mad a vet's come out and said, do not put these on your animal. He's so fucking mad.
Stem cells are no joke. What about someone who is 80? Will it work? Of course it will. In fact, at 80 years old, your stem cells are dormant. Most of them, if not all of them. There's no age limit on this whatsoever. It's a non-addictive technology. It's only activating what your body already has. It's not putting anything into your body. It's just telling your body, giving your body signals to rejuvenate itself. It reverses the age process. You heard Onyx say it in her video. It reverses aging. Ever heard of Benjamin Button? I'm not saying, to that extreme, but stem cells.
It reverses that. You ever heard of the movie Benjamin Button? Duh. What do you think that was literally a testimonial from an X-39 recipient. Benjamin fucking Button? You've never heard of this guy?
Cells make you younger because you had them when you were younger, and as you got older, they became dormant in your body. How much for brand partner? There's different levels. If you come in at a silver, it's $199, and my team will explain that all. So there's silver, there's bronze, there's gold, there's platinum, there's a whole bunch of different sign-up packages. My team will explain that to you, and you can pick the best one that you want that fits your budget. And as you pay more for the sign-up packages, you get more patches initially too. You save some money too per patch, basically. Does it help with fat cells? Yes, it absolutely does. I told you, I haven't necessarily lost weight, but I've noticed areas in my body that I've become more toned. My love handle section, some fatty areas on my back, under my arms. I'm not working out, but my muscles are, it's not like they're increasing in size, but the fatty deposits that are around them are shrinking. And I've only been on them 2 months, 2.5 months. I haven't even been on them a full 90 days yet.
Imagine how much if you went from bouncing checks and being in jail or just broke. I'm fucking broke, right? I don't have a whole lot of money. We don't have a whole lot of extra. We can't go out and do crazy things. Imagine how much stress is huge in your health. Imagine how much stress would be relieved just from becoming a fucking multi-millionaire and then live streaming when you want to, saying you got a stomach ache and you're working for Trump when you don't, and everything's paid for now. Like, that would cause a big difference in his health.
I'm in 7K. My husband isn't. Could he sign up? You'll have to talk to 7K about that. I don't know the rules on that. I don't believe so. But if you email customer service, they could definitely help you with that. What is the website? The website is xpatches.philgodlewski.live. Xpatches.
God, 7K is going to be so pissed when their email box is full of thousands of people complaining about not being able to sign up.
Patches.philgodlewski.live. That link is also in the Rumble video down below. You'll see somewhere down here where it says Phil reveals his next big thing. Click the show more button and you'll see the link listed right there. Will it help someone with major brain trauma? I'm not exactly sure on brain trauma, but I could tell you that there are over 80 case studies on this, and I would refer you to their website to read them for yourself and see. But I know that stem cells are an amazing thing, so I don't really know what they can. If they could regrow a limb, there's studies that stem cells regrow limbs. I want you guys to know that. There's studies that stem cells regrow teeth in your mouth. So if they could do that, what can't they do? I think that this technology is so new to us that we don't fully understand what it can do yet, but the things that we do know are great things. If you guys are listing your own links for enrollment, I'm gonna ban you from my channel. That's soliciting my followers. It's not fair to me, and it really makes you look like a jerk. So if you're gonna do that, you are gonna be banned from commenting on my channel, and I will ban you from Telegram channels and whatever else you're on too. So it's not fair to me. You're by all means, you're free to sign up your family, your friends, your circles. I'm not going into your circles trying to get those people, but you're coming into mine trying to get mine. Not fair to me. I don't like it, and I will ban you. Will we need to buy this for the rest of our life, or can we start and stop whenever we want? You can start and stop whenever you want. There's no, I would never take them off my body. I can tell you that. They make me feel so good. My vision's better. My hair is fuller. My body looks better. I'm more calm.
My hair is fuller. Let's see.
I listen more. Everything is just better. So I'm not taking them off me. But if you feel like you're at a point where you want to take them off, by all means, it's your choice. There's no commitment. There are studies on Parkinson's disease. I don't know what they say, but I know that they're on there, so I would look that up if I were you guys.
Parkinson's, brain damage, everything. I'll listen more.
I can share their links for people.
That is, I listen more. Look.
To sign up. Isn't this about helping people? You could share your link, just not in my channels. That's called soliciting, and I don't think it's fair. So if you do think it's fair, I disagree. And
if this is about helping people, why can't people share their link? That's soliciting, and it's not fair.
Unfortunately, it's going to come down to my decision because this is my channel. So why can't spouses a 7K metal sign up? That's not my rule. I'm not making these rules. That is a 7K rule that you agreed to when you signed up for 7K. 7K wrote the rule. They told me and my team about the rule, and I'm simply referring what they told us, referring to what.
By the way, he didn't find out. He kind of panicked on this. He didn't find out about the 7K rule until someone leaked it to 7K that he was planning on launching another MLM. Now, I don't know who contacted the legal representative at 7K, but somebody did.
They told us. I've never heard of Ehlers-Danlos syndrome that causes faulty collagen. I don't know, but I would, again, for that one and other ones that I'm not sure on here, I would encourage you to read the case studies on their website. Signed up for this Wednesday morning, got email confirmation right away. Excellent, welcome aboard into the first day of the rest of your life.
I mean, why are you skipping?
I'm sure.
Why are you skipping so many comments?
That improved on me my acid reflux.
Did it improve your breathing? Why didn't it work for Mike Penny?
My acid reflux is almost non-existent now. I would walk around burping almost all day long, not like a huge burp, like under my breath. And every time that would happen, I would get acid that would come up and it would burn my throat. And after a while, you could actually get gastrointestinal disease from that. And I've been on these patches. I have no more acid reflux. I don't take Nexium anymore. I cut out a lot of things. Tums. I used to take Tums for that feeling in my throat. I don't take those anymore. So again, getting back to the $99 a month, you're actually saving money by no longer taking that crap. That's not good for you anyway. It solves a problem, but what else does it cause, right? You're using your own stem cells in this case, so I go with that. Does it help with atrial fibrillation and lung disease? I saw a study on AFib. I don't remember what it says, but again, the only thing I can do is refer you to their website on those particular things, and you could just read through it and see if your certain ailment was there. Again,
He saw a study on AFib, but he doesn't remember what it said.
For a specific thing. This is just something that tells your body, hey, cure itself, fix itself, make itself feel better. This isn't like a...
It's healed all the blunt force trauma to the back of my throat, and my ears feel better attached. It's like before I was like, damn, are these things ripping off? But now they feel better attached, and I can tell that the blunt force trauma at the base of my skull, back of my throat, seems to be turned into a piece of leather at this point.
Specific drug that you're taking for a specific thing that's wrong with you. This is getting your body to function normally. Something that Big Pharma and the cabal does not want to happen. They want you dead. They want you sick. They want you controllable. They're the ones that have been pushing, oh, well, there's overpopulation in the world. That's bullshit. The world's not overpopulated. Everything is a lie, guys. And this is just technology that is starting to expose their lies and show you how great it actually is.
I see that.
This is not a doctor opinion, but one of the doctors on my team that works under me says yes for Ehlers-Danlos. Yes for Ehlers-Danlos. I guess somebody looked that up. Okay, another Todd just told me, let the 7K people know to go on the website and they will get a link to enroll as a preferred customer. So again, guys, if you're a 7K member, you can still buy the patches. No one's saying you can't buy the patches. 7K is not saying that. I'm not saying that. You just cannot enroll as a brand partner. That means that you can't be involved in the business side of life.
Somebody might have made it for him. That's a free SVG file. Somebody might have opened a shop and made it for him, or he's selling it, but that's a free SVG file, or it paid, but you can find it for free as well. In fact, there's so many free. I don't even know if somebody would be beneficial to start a company doing this.
Lightwave. Okay, you could go to the same website that I gave you before, xpatches.philgodlewski.live, click yes, I'm a 7K member, and become a preferred customer, which means you can purchase as many patches as you want.
That's the joke, Sky Moon.
So this is an opportunity for everybody. It's not only limited to those that are not in 7K. That is only limited to people who, the business side of life is only limited to people that are not in 7K. This sounds great. I want to try them. Yes, it is great. What about arthritis? Yes, amazing case studies on arthritis. Why this product versus MedBeds? Number one, MedBeds aren't out yet. Do we actually know when they're going to be out? I don't. Do you? I don't. So when they do come out, don't purchase the patches anymore. If you have access to them, don't purchase the patches anymore. But until then, I'm getting a jump start on this. I'm not letting people walk around with ailments, disease, sicknesses, anxiety. I'm not.
He's just trying to help you till MedBeds come out.
I don't do that anymore. If I could stop it, I'm going to. Fibromyalgia, yes, there's a study on fibromyalgia as well. Tinnitus, yes, there's a study on tinnitus. COPD, yes, there's a study on COPD. One of my team members, Derek French. Derek is a cancer survivor. Many of you may have met Derek at some seminars and some things that we've done in the past. Derek started taking these a couple months ago too, and he said he has never felt better in his entire life. That's coming from a cancer survivor. He can now play a full round of golf without having pain. This is something that is going to help your body speed up its own recovery systems. This is not a drug. Nothing goes through your skin. This is something that makes your body heal itself the way that it's supposed to be, the way that God designed you, healing itself.
Yeah.
Not relying on big pharma.
Because he doesn't. The reason why is because the reason why he can't just send you to a website to buy them and not sign up. You have to go through an appointment with him. Is because if he sends you to a website just to buy the patches, there's also people would go to that website and sign up, and he wouldn't get credit for it. That's why.
Phil, are you allowed to do this being a member of 7K? Yes. I'm just not allowed to enroll anybody in 7K.
That was a lie. He had a weird tell where he touched his face and then looked at the camera for a second and then looked away. That's a fucking lie.
He's not allowed to enroll anybody in 7K.
Yeah, I can't make constant eye contact with it. Watch this.
Phil, are you allowed to do this being a member of 7K? Yes. I'm just not.
Weird face touch. Weird looking around on both sides of the camera. He's done something. He's put this in Carrie's name. Well, no, Carrie's part of 7K. He's done something else.
Allowed to enroll anybody in 7K. Memory, it's helped my memory. You heard Onyx too. Onyx said that she's remembering dreams for days.
There's another face touch.
How many of you have a dream, you wake up, you forget what the dream was? That happens all the time, right?
We hardly ever see Phil touching his face. Something's going on with him. He's touching his face. Either you're still upset about that last question or something's going on with his face touch.
That's because you have a problem with memory. These, according to Onyx, that everybody's gonna have different results when it comes to these. It's not a common cure across the board for everybody. Everyone's gonna have different results. Some people experience immediate results. Some people it takes a full 90 days. Just depends on your DNA and your makeup. But you gotta give it a full 90-day trial for it to fully get through your system.
You have to wear makeup for it to work?
Show you my patch. I took it off for the day. I put it on at 6 o'clock this morning and take it off at 6. So these patches are 12 hours.
I thought you'd never be without a patch. Show us your patch. I took it off just before we started.
What I do is I wake up, I put it on, I keep it in my bathroom. First thing I do when I wake up in the morning is I put it on. Most of the time I wear it right here in the back of my neck. And it's cool. It's about a $half size, about this big. And in the middle of the patch, there's a white circle about the size of a dime on the $half. I wish I had one here to show you guys, but I'm not gonna get up and go get one. And when I wear it on my neck, people notice it. Like when I'm out there, like, what's on your neck? Boom. Great opportunity to enroll them right there. Give them your card, give them a couple patches that you have in your pocket. Guaranteed they're gonna enroll. But I tell people it's my entrance into the matrix. Good conversation starter there too, because that's what it looks like. It looks like that plug thing that Neo and Trinity wore in the back of their neck in the movie. Pretty cool.
Good explanation.
Help diabetes. There are research studies on diabetes. Yes, you'll have to read them. By the way, if anybody is joining with someone else's link, you're not on my team. I can't help you. You're not going to have access to that training. You're not going to have access to.
He's so mad.
All the things that I said before. My link specifically, xpatches.philgodlewsi.live, will get you access to everything that I have set up for you guys. If you follow someone else's link, some jerk that's leaving their link in the chat or in Telegram or wherever, nothing I can do for you.
He's so mad.
What is the MLM structure? How wide, how deep? The binary structure, very, very simple. Left, right, build. Very simple. Compression all the way up. If somebody cancels, it's great. My team will talk to you about that as well. And there are videos to help you set up as a brand partner if that's how you enroll. Gout, yes, there are research studies on gout. I remember reading those. Generative disc disease. In fact, my father has generative disc disease. I can't say it. And he's been wearing the patches for a couple months too. And he says, again, same thing that Derek says. He hasn't felt this good in years. He had spinal fusion surgery done about 5 years ago. He had quadruple bypass heart surgery. And these have.
He has extreme erectile dysfunction, which he goes on to message boards and talks about.
Completely changed his way of life. And he's approaching 70 years. I think he's 66 years old now. So glaucoma, yes, there are studies on glaucoma as well. I encourage you to read them. Lupus as well. Kidney disease as well, yes. Guys, listen.
You think he wears it on his asshole and that's why he can't show us?
If you think I'm a bad guy because I think sharing someone else's link in my chat is disingenuous and it's soliciting people that I'm trying to enroll, then you could think that I'm a bad guy. I don't care, but I'm not going to change my opinion on that. No, you cannot share your link on my channels. And if you do, I will take action on that. And I'm entitled to do that.
So mad.
Sleep apnea. Yes, there are studies on sleep apnea.
He's so mad.
The link don't work. Yes, it does. Link does work. xpatches.philgodlewsi.live. xpatches.philgodlewsi.live. Make sure you type all of that right. Try not to put in the www. I don't know why, but when you put in www, sometimes it won't load the page. No idea why. How to order today? Just go to that link that I just posted. You can sign up for an appointment with my team and get enrolled as a brand partner. Or if you're only interested in purchasing patches, you could use the link that's on the website. I would strongly suggest if you're not in 7K to enroll as a brand partner. There's no reason not to. Many, many benefits of that.
Many.
Stomach issues? Yes. As I said before, I had gastrointestinal reflux, and it completely just got rid of that completely.
Gastrointestinal reflux.
Very short period of time. Only a couple weeks I think I was on the patches before I realized it started going away. Someone just said
he's a fucking ass-slayer. I'm gonna say it.
Nothing's entered into your body here. You are just activating your own body's technologies. There's no. You could talk to your doctor. I have no problem with that. But this is not something that's entering your body. Nothing.
You don't need to. You don't need to talk to your doctor. I probably wouldn't do it. You could, but yeah, there's no reason to. Nothing's going in your body.
It's transdermal through the skin. So when you put that patch on your skin, nothing's going through your skin. You're essentially just putting crystals on your skin, and it's activating a peptide, a copper peptide within your body. The peptide's in your body anyway. It just needs to be told, hey, wake up, do your job, basically. Migraines, I'll tell you what, I had a migraine. We were out in Arizona, with the boys several weeks ago, and I had a migraine. Todd will tell you, Todd was there with me. I put a patch right in the middle of my forehead. 2 hours, it was gone. Amazing. Absolutely. I look like.
First of all, he did not put a patch right in the middle of his fucking forehead. Second of all, it took 2 hours for the stem cells to find your migraine? What if it just went away after 2 hours?
Like an idiot with a patch on my forehead, but I didn't care. My migraine was done. Haven't got one since.
Haven't gotten one since. It healed that portion of my brain.
Know the answer? Probably not. No, your doctor is, for the most part, your doctor knows what big pharma and big tech and big medicine.
Will my doctor know the answer? Probably not. I wouldn't ask him.
And tell them, right? For the most part, unless they're awake. You know, I have a couple doctors that are awake. Dr. Amanda, Dr. Nick, they know their shit. But that's why they're my doctors. But I don't know about your doctors. I have no idea. Where did I put the patch for my digestion? I rotate the patches in 3 different spots. This is just me. You could put it anywhere, and I'll talk about that in a second. Most of the time I wear it over my neck, on the base of my neck, where my neck meets my shoulder. Sometimes I wear it directly under my belly button. That's supposed to be a good spot too.
We've seen directly under Phil's belly button. Not great. That must be for his erectile dysfunction.
And also right on my lower back, right above my waistline, the very, very bottom of my back. I wear it there. Now,
right above his ass crack.
There have been times that I was moving,
That way Derek can see him. That way Derek can see him when he's got him bent over.
Big pieces of furniture and hanging things on my walls and doing a lot of things with my arms and my upper body. And I would anticipate that the next day I was going to be sore in my shoulders or sore up here. I always put the patch right on my shoulder. You could put it anywhere. We were in Havasu, same time I had the migraine. This is not the same day, at the same time. There was an older lady there that was on Carrie's side of the family that I never met before, and she was saying how her wrist had been hurting her for a number of weeks. She had just moved from California to Havasu, and I said, here, put this on your wrist. I said, don't ask any questions. Let me know how you feel in a couple hours. Do you know that same lady? She's probably in her 70s, maybe hitting 80. That same lady, while we were out in the pool, a couple hours later, went in, did all of our dishes. I said, hey, how's that wrist? She's like, you know what? My wrist feels great. I'm like, yeah, I know.
So while you went to the pool, you used an 80-year-old relative of Carrie's to do your dishes?
I know, and she did. So it's amazing. It's amazing to help people like this. My stepdaughter is a 7K member. I'm not. The site will not let me complete. That has nothing to do with your daughter. Refresh your browser history or use a different browser. Maybe something in your cookies is reading it wrong. I'm not sure. But as long as your stepdaughter is not in the same household as you, then you're okay.
That's the rural household. When he said husband, wife, and he's like, I don't know. You need to email him and ask him. He knew the answer. He just said household.
I never heard of this, but now everybody has it. One of my team members just said, I have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. My pain is gone. Inflammation is decreased. That's from one of my enrollers. Todd just said, please tell them to, number 1, select their country time zone. Number 2, scroll to the bottom and hit next. Number 3, pick a time and fill out the required info. That's the instructions of how to enroll on the website once you go there. Todd also just said, also, the website is blowing up, big letters. Ask them to be patient and try again in a few minutes if they can't get through right away.
Big letters.
Okay, so we are... What websites don't we crash? We crash George.com, we crash everything. So there's just so many people watching. There's tens of millions of people that are watching. So, when all those people all at the same time go to the same website, it's just hard to accommodate that much volume. Emphysema, yes. Trigger finger, yes. I remember reading those studies as well. You'll have to read them yourself. I don't know exactly what they said. There's no way I can remember all that information. Phil, I fell for the spill and signed up. No spill. I think this is the first day of the rest of your life. So I'm not trying to sell you anything that I wouldn't do myself. Trying to make you guys healthy, trying to make you guys some money if possible. And, that's it. Can pregnant or breastfeeding women use the patch? Can you reuse the patches or wear the same one for multiple days? No. So the patches should only be worn for 12 hours. They actually have like a...
That makes sense.
15-hour window. That
if you could wear them over and over again, you wouldn't have to buy more every day.
You work 15 or 16 hours or something, but you only want to wear it for 12 hours, and then the next 12 hours you want to let your body recover. So I told you earlier, I put mine on at 6 o'clock this morning. That's why I'm not wearing one now. I put mine on at 6 o'clock this morning. I took it off at 6 o'clock tonight, right before the live stream. I should have thought that through a little bit better so I can show you where I wear it. Tuesday, when I soft launched this to my locals audience, I did turn around. They saw me wearing one on my neck. Make an appointment tab isn't working. Stay calm. If it's not working, refresh the website. It will come back. There are a lot of people scheduling appointments right now, so just be patient. You will get one.
Damn, I could have been a millionaire right here, chat. $300.
Does it help with your teeth? You heard Onyx's testimonial. By the way, guys, there are testimonials like crazy on this stuff. StartX39.com has them. There's other websites that will give you. You'll see all the testimonials of people that have been using this. Again.
And the biggest reason was because it's a health product. The second reason is Phil might just try to fuck me because he's gonna be placing all these people by hand. He's doing this the same way he did Phil Silver, so he's placing people the way he wants them placed. That's why you have to make an appointment with him. That way there isn't just a link where you go sign up and you get auto-subscribed. He's placing people, right? So, like, I could just get fucked.
Yeah, it's been around a long time. This isn't something brand new that I'm coming up with, but I have the systems, the structure, and the team in place to really make you go far in this particular company. So that's the difference. One of my team members just texted me and said, we actually take ours off after 12 hours and put them on our animals for a few hours. Good idea. 12 hours on you, put them on the animals for 3 or 4. The crystals
Good idea.
At that point are no longer, they're not going to work. They only work for a certain amount of time according to their research and their studies. But yeah, you can use one patch on yourself, take it off after 12 hours, put it on your pet, take it off of them, repeat the process the next day. You guys have no idea how good these are going to make you feel. You have no idea. This one says, I say, what the heck, I'm already paying $99 a month for AG1.
I'm not proud at all. I think I'm a fucking retard.
Good point. Good point. How many are you paying for Netflix, Prime, cable, Dish Network, DirecTV? Come on. What do you watch?
Sat in the dark, watch nothing. Make sure you stay signed up for locals, though, and Q streaming. And buy these patches.
On there anyway. The mainstream media, bullshit, their narrative. Find the $99 and fix yourself. Your health is more.
If I'm a multimillionaire, you can think whatever the fuck you want, okay? I'll pay people to stand around and think I'm a good guy.
Important than anything in this world. You only have your health. And if you no longer have your health, it doesn't matter what else you have. There's no studies on cancer currently, so nothing I can say about that. Someone just said the
Ooh, it was like he was specifically instructed not to speak about cancer.
Google, but not on DuckDuckGo. Those are search engines, so if you're searching for the website, that may be true, but I would say browser, Mozilla Firefox, Google Chrome, Internet Explorer, Microsoft Edge. If you have one or more of those, just alternate between them. See which one works.
Alternate. Just use all your browsers.
Sign up under you. I looked at the website of the company, throw me a lifeline.
Yeah, they're 100% just stickers.
Well, you should sign up under me.
With a crystal light barrier that stimulates your stem cells. Atsuko, goddamn, you haven't even been listening? Even the vet was wrong.
Yeah. I mean, you can sign up under whoever you want, but if you're not in my downline, you're not going to have access to all the trainings and the Q&As and everything that I mentioned before, and that Alex told you about too. So, yeah, I would use my link, xpatches.philgodlewski.live, access to all the trainings and the Q&As and everything that I mentioned before, and that Alex told you about too. So, yeah, I would use my link, xpatches.philgodlewski.live.
This is always a problem in MLMs is different teams competing and trying to tell people why they should sign up for your team rather than someone else's team because they're all selling the same thing, right? They all get all their training materials from the company. The one thing Phil could do if he's big enough and makes enough money off of it is he could bring in somebody that's like teaches a different technique on sales or something. But the only benefit you're getting is sales training. You're not getting any better patches. You're not getting any better stuff. You're not getting any better support. Like the only thing you do is teach you how to sell better.
What is the link? xpatches.philgodlewski.live. It is also in the description of the Rumble video down below. xpatches.philgodlewski.live. A lot of people are talking about vaccine injuries and the ramifications they have had from the vaccine. I don't know specifically, research studies have been done on the vaccine injuries, but the vaccine problems that people have had are in a lot of the research studies that LifeWave has listed. So again, I encourage everybody to read those studies. There's over 80 case studies that have been done for this.
He knows nobody's going to go read 80 case studies. Plus, depending on where the studies were done and if they're not peer reviewed, like I can buy a case study that shitting on Mariah's chest makes her tits feel better. Which she has reported that. I didn't just make that up.
Here's a testimonial here. Somebody just listed. I'm 70.
Damn it, it's after 2 a.m. I gotta go.
Shot, and I had both hips replaced. I felt relief within a couple hours of putting the first
Finish,
one on
Phil.
my lower back the first day. Unbelievable.
You guys, you Kick Exclusive got an extra long show over here.
Unbelievable. This guy said I'm gonna buy another house with all the money I make on this. Okay, bro. Maybe I will, just as you said that.
There was a direct correlation between sinus infections, though, and me shitting on Mariah's chest. I don't know if it's the smell or maybe shit particles. I don't know. Maybe sometimes I've shit on her nose. I don't know. I'm not a fucking rocket surgeon, okay?
MS, yes, there was a study on MS. Can we come back and share our testimonials? Absolutely. There'll be a process to do that, and I'll tell you about it another time, not tonight. Was that a burp? Yes, I did burp, but there was no acid reflux, so thanks for noticing.
Calling him out.
This one says, I'm 79, I use 5 different patches every day, and I feel great.
I did have gaseous exchange through my mouth, but that was not acid reflux.
Phil, you're still silent burping. You just did it twice in the last few minutes. That's true, but that's because I talk so much, and I can't get my breathing regulated properly, and I forgot to bring myself a drink tonight. So it has nothing to do with any ailment. It's just I'm thirsty, and I'm talking a lot.
He's always out of breath.
People up under us. It's a binary left, right structure.
I think he just started Adderall. He's probably been watching my shows. I was talking about all the big streamers on Adderall. I think he started Adderall or Coke.
So in essence, leads will be enrolled as they come in, but you still have to work a business yourself. This is
God, I wish somebody had asked if, hey Phil, is there any chance he could work on Blue Waffle? If you don't know what that is, maybe you should ask Carrie.
Very easy to get people signed up for this, by the way. If you are enrolling as a brand partner,
I think she said she suffered from it once before.
Because they work, number one. Number two, it's a big, reputable company. And number three, it is not very expensive. I know $99
Blue Waffle-itis
a month is a lot for a lot of people, but for most people, it's not. So, especially when it comes to your health, especially when it's money you're already spending on something else. So I would...
You could even spell it like WALLFULLITIS, like waffleitis. He might even think that's a medical diagnosis.
Highly encourage you to look into the benefits of the business side of this, and you can do that, while you wait for the appointment with my team or even while you're on with my team.
Wait a second. Wait a second. So you're offering Phil the plug, but no one's ever offered me. I take macoxaflopin twice a day. Will it work for that? Ask your dad.
Will this opportunity be available for a while I save the money to sign up? Yes. I'm going to be in LifeWave probably the rest of my life, so this isn't going anywhere. I'll remind everybody every now and then what a Telegram post to the website to go to sign up, so absolutely. Ohio is not listed. I've heard somebody say that last week. It's because you're not selecting the United States as your country. You got to select the United States first, then go to the state. Put a link in your Telegram. I will absolutely do that. In fact, I'll do it right now. Got Telegram open here. There you go. How is crystal infused with frequency? Great question. First of all, it's important to understand we are made up of energy. I don't know if you guys know that or not, but we are energy. This earth is energy. You ever see everything in this world is connected, literally connected. It's connected by what's called ether. Ether is that strange, mysterious thing that they're always trying to look for. It's there. It's everywhere.
Ether.
Right now to that lamp over there.
Ether starting fluid. I've had ether. Ether alcohol.
Through energy. Ether connects everything in this cosmos. Everything.
It also caused raccoons to pass out underneath a 5-gallon bucket. And if you're quick enough, you can put a little chain and a dog collar on them. And then you can have a pet raccoon. And then when people come over to your house, you can be like, don't go over there. That's where I keep my raccoons. Don't ask me how I know.
In this whole entire...
I had a goal as a kid to have a raccoon sled team. Instead of 12 dogs or 7 dogs, I was going to have 42 raccoons at 50 miles an hour, just dragging me through the woods.
Flat earth and beyond the ice wall. Everything is connected by ether. Ether is energy. It's like fibers that connect you to absolutely everything. Lightning strikes. I explained this in my Tuesday live. You see the lightning streak across the sky? That's just the ether lighting up because the energy there is so intense. It's being brought on by some sort of
ether
force.
lighting up.
So you're actually seeing ether light up in the sky. We call it lightning. Really what it is energy. It's electricity. It's energy. And it's lighting up. Everything about us is energy. We have electricity in our body. We are energy. The earth below us, there's some sort of large magnetic coil that powers our earth, rotates the sun around us. The sun is electromagnetic. It's not some big, gigantic ball that's a million times the size of Earth, 93 billion light years away or whatever the crap is. It's all crap. It's a small local sun, and it's held up in the sky through electromagnetic force by the forces that are beneath Earth. It pushes it up there. We are all energy. So yes, you could program crystals in the...
Ether technically means, so ether is a very highly volatile, flammable liquid. It's actually an anesthetic. That's why it makes raccoons pass out. It can be a solvent, but it's also one of the main ingredients of the old school starting fluid. But ether starting fluid, I don't think it's got ether in it anymore. It used to be fucking insane. It's also, if you're talking about it, that's in a chemistry sense. If you're talking about it in like a literary sense, the ether, it is beyond the cloud. It's the sky beyond. It's like sometimes I'll say I felt like I was just speaking into the ether, using it like in a literary sense. That just means like talking out into the void, into nothing, into space.
In this patch, for example, with a certain frequency to activate certain peptides, also energy within your body. That is the technology that we're talking about. That is what Big Pharma does not want you to know about. And that's why it's not taught in medical school. That's why it's not taught in high school or college. No one knows it because they don't want you to know it. Because if you know it, how many trillions of dollars do they lose? Starting to get it now, right? The site says California is not being accepted. That's not true. California is accepted. The United States as a whole does not restrict any states. So I would just reload or try a different browser. Maybe something's funny with your settings. I'm not sure. But California, yes, you could join in California. I just want to buy the product. To buy the product, you just go to the website. You go to the website, and you don't have to sign up for an appointment. I think the quickest way to do that would probably be just check that you're a 7K member if you only want to buy the product and you don't want to become a brand partner. And then that'll take you to the thing that you have to fill out to get your cart available. There's a different way to do it too, but that's probably the easiest way since you're already there.
Well, you gotta have his tracking cookie so he gets paid for it, basically.
Not on politics, but I will hold another live. About tomorrow, maybe Tuesday night. We're gonna do another geopolitical Q&A. This was to get people, alerted about this tech, this stem cell tech, and to change people's lives forever.
Tech. This is tech. This has been around for 20 years. This is tech.
That's what I'm interested in tonight. Yes, you could buy them from California. No restriction on California whatsoever. How does it react with caffeine? It kind of actually numbs the effects, the negative effects that caffeine has on your body. Stem cells are amazing, guys. Absolutely amazing. Like nothing we've ever experienced before.
Except we've experienced them our whole life. They're in our body. What do you mean like nothing we've experienced before? They're in our body.
Can we access the videos if we sign up as a preferred customer? Yes, absolutely. In fact, we have a Telegram channel set up for my team. It's a LifeWave Telegram channel, so you'll get an invite to there. You'll get several emails after you sign up, and all those links will be available there. There'll be QR codes that you can scan to get to the videos and Onyx's incredible trainings and all that stuff. Multiple websites that you could go to learn about the product and learn about what being a brand partner is. You can join as a preferred customer and then hop on as a brand partner later if you want to do that. I would suggest getting in as a brand partner now to take advantage of our enrollment benefits, but that's up to you. You could become a preferred customer first. This error occurred. Yeah, there will be some errors like that. I see the one that you listed there. Let us fix them. Just keep reloading. Let us fix them. Let me actually tell my tech team.
Tech team. He's got a website builder. That's it. He used to be Andy.
How do I know if I'm still still in 7K when I haven't done anything since 2021? Just email customer support at 7K and they'll tell you when your data cancellation was. If it's outside of a certain period, we could enroll you as a brand partner. If it's not, we cannot. But you have to get that in writing from 7K. We can't just take your word for it. Do you have to sell so much? Automated? I don't know what that means. You'll have to rephrase that. Bone regrowth? Stem cells are known to regrow limbs. So I don't know specifically if it'll regrow a certain bone. But again, read the case studies on stem cells. I just got word that Monday is full, so you cannot get an appointment tomorrow. Monday is completely full, so now you're looking at Tuesday to Monday next week. Not everybody watches my shows live either, so that is going to fill up rapidly in the coming days. High blood pressure, yes, it will help with that. Which patches do I use personally? I use the X39 patches. They're the overall all-encompassing activator, the copper peptide that activates. Your stem cells within your body find your body's weak point, and they go fix that. So, will they regrow teeth? Stem cells are known to regrow teeth. There's a place in New York that's actually doing that type of treatment right now. Will X39 do that? I don't know if there's a case study on that, but I would refer you back to the LifeWave website to see. Stem cells from where? They're your body's own stem cells. Nothing's transdermal. We're not putting any stem cells in your body. We're just waking up your body's own stem cells. Very important to know. We're waking up your body's stem cells by activating a copper peptide within your body. That's what the patches do. There are case studies for bipolar. Keep trying the website, guys. I know you guys are, some of you are having issues with the website. Keep trying it. It'll come back. It's just a lot of.
We're about done, guys. 5 more minutes.
It tells you Tennessee is an available state. Just an error on the website right now. Just keep trying. Tennessee is available.
Bad.
So is
bad.
Red Cross
in a patch.
Somebody's been plugging this theory that LifeWave is associated with the Red Cross. LifeWave has done several projects with the Red Cross, but that doesn't mean that they are in bed with the Red Cross. And if we're going to consider that as a factor that determines whether or not you should sign up, then you better start looking at everything you buy. Because everything you buy from Amazon, Target, Walmart, Procter & Gamble, and many other big companies, they are all cabal. So if we're going to look at LifeWave, oh, they partner with Red Cross, I'm out. They did on a couple things in the past, but they're not like co-owners or anything like that. And if that's the criteria, we've got to stop buying everything. We're ridding the world of the cabal. We're doing it systematically. I had a whole live on that last night. Go rewatch it if you haven't. But this is going to help your health. So if your health's important to you, I got a great thing for you right here, right in front of you. If it's not, and you want to worry about a past relationship with some cabal entity, by all means, go right ahead.
Red Cross cabal.
Join late. What's the website? xpatches.philgodlewski.live. xpatches.philgodlewski.live.
How many of these comments does he make up?
And locals and Rumble down below. On DLive, I don't think it's going to be there, but you'll have to come over and get it. It's also now listed on my Telegram website. There's a link you can click. Is there a difference between pricing for brand partners and preferred customers? Yes, you will get breaks on pricing if you become a brand partner. This one keeps spamming bipolar, so I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to mute. Oops, I did not mean to mute that person. That's my bad. Crap. Sorry about muting you, Wrathman, but it was only for this video. I was trying to mute the guy above you because he keeps spamming bipolar. There are case studies on bipolar, but it seems like an auto message that just keeps going, so I had to mute that guy. Freedom of speech only exists if you speak in Phil's language. Mods are nothing but agitators. Okay, watch this. Here's freedom of speech. You just got muted forever.
Protect that Constitution, Phil.
You think it's a good idea to come to my channel while I'm watching the chat and like speak negatively about me? Great idea. Got my appointment set for Wednesday. Welcome aboard. Cholesterol. Yes, there are case studies on cholesterol. I would encourage you to read about them. Good ones, if I remember correctly.
They don't publish bad case studies. They don't publish case studies that say, had no effect. Here, we're going to publish this anyways.
I think I answered just about every question I'm going to be able to answer for tonight. Todd texted me. Let me just... If they have already selected no and don't get the time zone or country selection, tell them to close the browser and put the website into a new browser. In case you guys don't know what a browser is. Google Chrome is a browser. Mozilla Firefox is a browser. Internet Explorer is a browser. And there's several other ones as well. Leave the browser you were in before and go to a new browser. Maybe even clear your internet history and go back to the website. If you only have
cookies.
So
you're looking for cookies.
What the issue is with California and Tennessee and everything else. California is available. Leave the browser that you're on and go to a different one. You should be okay. There's gonna be plenty more about LifeWave. You know, it doesn't like Safari. If you guys are using your iPhones, it may not like Safari. Safari may be the issue. Try to get on a desktop or clear your browsing history. Maybe it'll be better. That's gonna do it for tonight. I will talk much more about LifeWave as we start going forward. Thank you.
I will talk many more, much
you all
more.
for tuning in tonight. The replay will be up. Get your appointment as soon as you possibly could. Thousands and thousands and thousands are coming in, and
his viewers do not know what a browser is. That's exactly right. You have to thank his Like, okay, my average age of viewer, I wish it was younger, to be honest with you. Like, I wish we get some more young people in here because I have fun. I think they would have fun. But it's probably not as young as I like it. But Phil's average age of viewer has got to be like 70.
I have the team ready and able to accommodate all of them. So welcome to the first day of the rest of your life. A year from now, we're going to have a great conversation about how this has improved your life dramatically.
Young people are hooked on short form content, I think.
And I look forward to that conversation. Thank you guys for tuning in. I will announce my next live tomorrow, and I will see you guys then.
Guys, it is 2:30. Y'all got a hell of a show. A hell of a 4-hour Kick exclusive. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for supporting the stream. Please support us while we're offline. Make a donation. Help us out. I would greatly appreciate it. Keep the stream free for everybody else. Thank you. Don't do anything that the Red Cross would do. They are a cabal corporation. We'll see everybody on the next one. I got to go to sleep. I got shit to do in the morning. Damn it. Thank you, guys. We'll see you on the next one.
But I can tell you this about if this douchebag happens to see this particular show, you don't have the forking balls to call out the people on this planet by name and tell them exactly who they are and tell them the rest of the world who they are. You don't have the forking balls.
Oh, I'm sure Todd found a way to be involved.
Okay.
They don't care about the company. They don't care about the rules. They don't care about anything. When they start seeing millions of dollars, they're going to find a way to be involved.
You know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in them beds, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. And they say that I'm a lunatic. Well, listen, bitch, I came equipped with a quick wit and a 6th sense for the stupid shit. Where my true believer? Y'all need Jesus. Praise the Lord, head to the extreme. All these false fucking prophets who profit off of gossip. Worshipping drums, cocking, begging for a throat deposit. Swinging fucking meat hammers like Thor in a thong. He's strapped to the shaft, eating his chest like he's King Kong. Starving for attention, I'ma make your gut.
Have a good night, guys. See you on the next one.
Berry, I can quench that thirst. Baby eating lizard people, alien sex. What's next?